हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू द चैनल। और क्या हाल चाल है सबके सबके। रुको, मैं जरा मैच सेटअप कर लूँ। ठीक है, गिव मी सेकंड, मैं स्टार्ट कर लूँ एक बार। ये रहा सेट। वेट अ सेकंड।
Attack. Attack. All right, next set of bans sitting with Sentinels. You have Ascent, Bind, and Breeze.
मैच वो सॉरी,
Ban Ascent, you're banned. You have Bind and Breeze.
स्प्लिट जेंजी का, लोटस सेंटिनल का, 100% विन रेट है। लोटस में
Ban
सेंटिनल का
Bind. Map number 3 by default is going to be Breeze.
बाइंड बैन
Sentinels,
हुआ।
Ascent, Breeze. Attack. Attack. All right, good luck to you both.
Thank you.
क्या चल रहा है? वेलकम स्ट्रीम चैट। आज चल रहा है VCT।
A lot of deliberation there. We don't have a lot of time, but I want to
ये
break
मैप
this
सिलेक्शन
down
हो
real
चुकी
fast.
है।
Split first
चेंजी ने
map.
लिया स्प्लिट, सेंटिनल ने लिया लोटस एंड सेंटिनल का एक और पिक है। मतलब सेंटिनल के दो पिक मिले रे, ऐसे कैसे? अच्छा, वो डिफॉल्ट है, उसमें सेंटिनल को अटैक मिलता है। ठीक है, मेरा फोन नहीं चल रहा है। अच्छा, पूरे दिन की चल रही है 24 घंटे वाली सेट।
Lotus is the pick of Genji, but it's still a scary map. Both these teams play that same standard Fnatic comp with the fade, with the race, and honestly, they both execute on it incredibly well. I think they're the two strongest teams on that map that are still left in the tournament. So that's kind of a coin flip.
Splits.
This is going to be such a tough series for Genji.
It's going to be tough, but it's definitely if I could choose just two maps to see these two teams play in it, it would have definitely been Split and Lotus.
Yeah.
I know that Sunset was out of the question.
Yeah, well, it looks like we got our gift, and this is going to be incredible. But folks, let's get this show on the road because we have great matches on the table. It's grand finals on the line. Genji versus Sentinels, PaperX versus Loud. Day 7 of Masters Madrid starts right
बैठने के
now.
लिए मैं पानी में भर के लिया तो तुम
Hello everyone and welcome to day 6 of Masters Madrid.
It feels amazing to have a tournament like this, like Valorant Master, right near my home. I dream about this and now it's real. I'm so excited.
There is no chance, there is no hope. Sentinels, inevitable. Sen look incredible here to take their appointment with Genji in the upper finals.
I feel good about our win against Loud. I think as a team we played really good overall, and I think we showed a good version of ourselves.
There's no chance, there's no chance whatsoever. Genji, 13-9. It's on to the upper final.
사실 세계 대회에서 이렇게 성적을 좋게
ये
내본
रोज
적도
देखते हो
없고
क्या?
그리고
हाँ, रोज देखता हूँ। कल देखा था, कल इंटरनेट का थोड़ा दिक्कत हो गया था तो कल मैंने नहीं देखा। ऐसे तो ऑलमोस्ट रोज ही चलते हैं हमारा।
Genji,
अभी अपने बंदे आ जाएंगे,
very slow and methodical, but at the
थोड़ा
same
और
time
मजा आ
they're
जाएगा।
very individually talented players.
आज तो दोनों मैच देखने लायक हैं।
이제 새로 리빌딩이 되면서 이제 팀원들과 친해지려고 노력을 많이 했고
Genji definitely look like a tough opponent, but if people can't stop
हाँ,
us,
दोनों मैच देखने लायक हैं।
그리고 우리가 만약 이긴다면 젠지 번들을 꼭 사길 바란다.
Where are you guys from?
From Madrid, yeah. From Spain. Sentinels, we are supporting Sentinels. Yeah. I'm Paper Rex. Jason Susanto, he's the GOAT.
What do you think of his beatboxing?
It's really good, actually.
हाँ बस, एक टैलेंट नहीं, दो तीन है।
When we
Paper
win our
X.
bracket, no matter we win or lose, we will like improve very fast, and hopefully in lower bracket we will show you guys
पेपर एक्स का
on our
मैच आज किसके साथ है? लाउड के साथ। लाउड भी बहुत अच्छी टीम है भाई। दो बारी सेंटिनल के साथ बैठ के एक बारी किया।
tão close, mas faz parte, somos humanos, a gente também erra, a gente vai consertar tudo que a gente fez de errado nesse jogo pra tentar ganhar a Paper Rex.
Loud is a bit like us. They're really strong,
They're also creative.
A gente já venceu times com esse estilo de jogo, então a gente vai saber lidar com eles.
For Loud, I'm just gonna go all in this match, and I hope you guys enjoy our WKB.
Vamos, Loud.
Vamos, Loud. Go Paper X. Mark my words. Paper X for the winning.
मैच सिलेक्शन हो चुका है, प्लेयर सिलेक्शन देखना है, टीम की एंट्री होनी है, वो कैमरामैन की डिटेल बाकी है। Tamo भाई हाँ टक्कर का मैच होगा। जंजी
spot is on the line, as well as history. Both teams looking to do something massive for their organizations. For Sentinels, it's about going back to championship form and fighting for a crown yet again. And for
ग्रैंड फिनाले में चैंपियन वो रिवील होना है, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, कंट्रोलर जो नया एजेंट है, और खेलेंगे भी ये शायद से।
Exactly, Alex. Seed 1 is no longer enough. Both of these teams want the first spot in the grand finals. They want to be the top one out of the entire world. And of course, the journeys have been a bit different and so similar at the same time.
The last time that Sentinels played a Korean team in the upper finals of an international event, it was over 1,000 days ago. Sen won that. They went on to win Valorant's first international LAN and haven't made it back to a final since. So much about this team has changed since then. Only TenZ remains, but he's a completely new player from the star-locking Jet way back when. The difference as well for Gen G is wild. Back then, it was solo, playing alongside Lakia, who he's now coaching. They lost that match. It was the deepest the Korean team has ever gotten. They have a chance to make up for that again today against this new Sentinels.
Crazy. I mean, when you set the stage and you
Sentinel को भी
really
लगेगी
think
मार।
about how this has all come together, it is absolutely mind-blowing. The fact that Sentinel is a team that people were clowning on, and now they are the top of the mountain. Gen G, I feel people were forgetting about them, and this is their opportunity.
To some point, people are still forgetting because we have seen the miraculous runs before. There has been teams that have been breathtaking. EDT last year made us dream. But it was most of it was because of Kankan. They had that one-star player that everybody was looking at. For Gen G, as I said, it's quiet. It's the group effort. It's actually relying on those fundamentals and how far they can take them. Exactly.
What's crazy is that people are still doubting this team. They've done this run quietly. They haven't gotten the same fan attention as a team like Sentinels. They haven't shocked in that same way, but they have consistently performed and played excellent Valorant throughout. Their players have come out with unbelievable form. Remember Karen, he's a rookie. His first global event. He played his first VCT match this year, and now he's a game away from the finals.
He doesn't care. And that's the wilder part about this as well, because you would think like, oh, the pressure's on, but it feels like for all 10 of these teams, they just feel confident walking onto that stage. And oh boy, it's going to be a good one. But here we go, split. What we got for the comps?
Gen G is going into Sentinel's home turf. They've been incredible on this map. Thus far, their defense looks indomitable, and Gen G are playing a very different.
Sentinel का 77% win rate है split में, और Gen G का 50.4%. Defend में 74 कॉम्पी पिक, वाह सही है। Gen G का कम है रे पिक रेट।
If they want to start with a strong foot,
देख लेते
it
हैं।
has to be through a very explosive round. So watch out because the retakes for Sentinels have been on point this event.
If Gen.G can beat Sentinels on their best map, there is no denying that this team is ready for a trophy.
Well, folks, this is it. It's now time to figure out who's going to be going to the grand finals. Will it be Sentinels? Will it be Gen.G? We got two excellent casters to tell
Grand
this story.
final भाई grand final देखना like है भाई controller reveal होने वाला है.
And Kakuka, we've got a barn burner of a game here. Sentinels looking to reclaim their former glory, while Gen.G have a serious opportunity to make Korean history.
But that's the thing. You look back in the history of Valorant, 1,029 days ago, TenZ sent Newturn down to that lower bracket from the upper final, a chance for a final, and on that team you had Lakia and Coach Solo. A lot has changed since then, but I can tell you now that Lakia will be
tough match
there
होने
for
वाला है.
revenge. It is a grudge match with so many stories, and we're kicking it off on Sentinel's home turf of Split.
They have been without a doubt the
आता ही
best
entry.
team we've seen on Split in recent memory. Gen.G
heaven पे दो बैठे हैं, mid पे दो बैठे हैं और एक ये पे खेल रहा है
as we saw
cycle.
in the video, it'll finish out on Breeze. Gen.G didn't want to pull Bind into the
Jet
mix.
ये
Lucky's
भी
probably
खेलती
happy
है.
about that. Bad memories from back in the day. As we start out the
भाई
pistol
कितना
round,
प्यारा
Sentinels
कर रहे
on
हैं
the
भाई, smokes
defensive
में कोई
side,
नहीं
2
घुस रहा.
ghosts and a spread defense, but they are looking to crunch on mid after contact for Gen.G. They've got players outside A and some looking to move into mid. It looks like we're going to have a scrap on our hands.
Yeah, if we've seen anything from this match or this matchup, we
बिल्कुल
know
काम.
that Gen.G are
Sky Jet के साथ
fantastic
चली गई है
at
एक की तरफ.
adapting and learning. They played Paper X in the regular
Smoke
season
गया
on this
A पे.
map, ended up coming back
Sky के
in
dog
this
के पीछे Jet
tournament
अंदर.
and demolishing them on it.
Whoa,
Meteor
whoa,
though in this
whoa,
round, he's just
whoa.
looking to sell a bit of a ruse.
Clear
and he
entry
has
भाई,
done.
clear
Push
ले लिया
coming
पूरा.
down mid, but the rest of Sentinels are all rotating over towards that B site. Not a member, even in the right half of the map.
This is a pistol round that plays out a lot less like a coin flip.
अभी ठीक हो
Both
जाएगा.
teams reactively waiting on mid. Nothing happens, so the fake info on A is given away, and the space is taken. Very nicely handled the setup for a post-plant situation. Sentinels send in a dog and some util, though, and they're going to deny the plant altogether. But in the chaos, Texture's able to pick up one, and then A buys them space. They can secure the site now, get a plant, and look to play after. Meteor's also snuck up behind TenZ. Didn't matter with Lakia shutting him down, and these other players now locked in towards the spawn. Up top is Zealous is alone. What? There's still some fight left in Sentinels. They don't want to give this round up just yet.
Yeah, had to be a fallback from Gen.G, not wanting to overextend. Karen still, though, holding on to some control, and they've spotted out Celsius. They know where both of these players are at this stage, and with the positions they currently hold, it's definitely not going to be easy for the side of Sentinels to get back into this one. Running out of time, need to try and isolate one of these jewels, and with the spot already coming in, the rest of the players line up like a firing squad. All left on to John QT's been fantastic in clutches, but it's not happening this time. Gen.G, they will take the pistol.
And again, just the patience shown by this attacking side. You saw, as we said, Sentinels off-rip, look for mid-control. They don't get it. The fake is made by Gen.G, making noise on A.
भाई पूरा देख एक जगह खड़े होके मारेंगे. देख रहा?
But post-plant, the idea to just send the two
ये चीज़ सीखने वाली है रे.
sit there, waiting, running the clock down. John QT
होल्ड करते हैं, एम करते तन मारते हैं. ये चीज़ें सीखने वाली है. ये चीज़ें सीखने वाली है, कैसे पीक कर रहे हैं, कैसे एंट्री कर रहे हैं. बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं रे इसमें सीखने वाले.
Just Gen.G were too
मैप
wise
चेक
to
करना
fall
इनका.
into it. Now on the attack
मैप पे
side,
ध्यान देना, मैप पे देख कैसे
you know,
खेलते
it's an
हैं.
interesting buy, Tom. I have to say, Texture is surprising me because I'll talk all day long about the benefits of playing this
Info
outlaw.
ले ली.
I just don't expect to see it on the attack
Down.
that often, but he's found
सेकेंड राउंड में
success with it
आउटलॉ
right
सबसे
off rip.
पावरफुल है.
Nobody on the defense
अगर तुम हाफ
has
शील्ड ले रहे
shields, so this
हो
weapon,
तो
even if
मैटर
they're
ही नहीं
light
है
shields,
हाफ शील्ड
you
लेने
know,
में.
it's still going to be an
रेस
operator. Two
ओवरपिक
shots,
नहीं कर रहे.
very fast movement, and a quick reload.
वाइपर भी देख कैसे बैठे हैं. अगर वाइपर वहां से मरेगी तो क्या बोलते हैं इसको, कैमरा भी लगा ऊपर से. बी पूरा खा लिया, मगर वाइपर बी पे वेट कर रहे हैं. रोटेशन वो करते हैं. रोटेशन के लिए टेंस बैठा है उधर ही. टेंस का ब्लाइंड गया वहाँ पे, 2 ब्लाइंड, और यहाँ पे एक किल ले लिया विद स्पाइक के साथ.
Texture's down to 13 HP as well.
14 भाई, टेक्सचर 13 पे. टेक्सचर बहुत प्यारा खेलता है, पता है. हेलो, रिकवर हो गया, हील हो गया. ये निकालेगा टेक्सचर्स. भाई हेलो, ये क्या है? 2 अंदर देख रहे, हेवन देख रहे. ओमन देख, हेवन देख. हम होते हम सारी एक ही जगह देखते. 10 साइड के अंदर आ चुका है, और यहाँ पे स्मोक आ गया. वाइपर का स्नेक बैठ गया. हेवन पे 2. वाइपर की नजर गई, वाइपर ने ले लिया. टेंस के ये एक दूसरे को कवर करते हैं रे प्रॉपर की तरह.
an instant response with the MasterCard Thrifty and maybe some jitters for Gen G, because that was a heavy investment. 4 players with rifles. Already you're seeing the initial jewels push being won, and really
सेकंड नाउ बाय नहीं करते, खाली पिस्टल पे खेलते हैं, चाहे मरे या जीते.
That is an uncharacteristic error for someone like him. We've been singing his praises about his positioning, his movement, especially on
Zero
the
buy पे
switch
जीत
to
गए भाई.
open. I feel like he was fantastic, and that is a really rough way to kick
अब
off your
buy करेंगे.
attack. Rifles now fully bought up on what was meant to be an easy
जेंजी सेव कर रही है.
Wow,
भाई क्रेडिट ही नहीं है, नहीं क्रेडिट है. बोनस राउंड खेलने की कोशिश कर रही है जेंजी में सबसे. बाय नहीं कर रहे, सेव कर रहे, सेव गेम खेलते हैं. जेंजी का बोनस राउंड है और वो क्या बोलते हैं, सेंटिनल ने बाय किया. सेंटिनल देना नहीं चाहती राउंड.
And if you leave it unchecked, well, someone's going to be sneaking through it in some round. You never know when. Always in the back of your mind.
स्पेक्टर बोल में खेलते हैं, ओ सॉरी फैंटम बोल खेलते हैं.
I don't imagine there's too much
पड़ा.
trouble. The close range and catches Zelsis off and
वो टेंस भगा.
Looks like I should have kept my mouth shut. We're all of a sudden in a 5 versus 3. Showstopper popped and fired at random. It doesn't land, but they've got a huge advantage to play with here. Sassy needs to hold strong.
He's in a good position though, already dropping a burst, but the trade is instantaneous, keeping that huge advantage. What a chaotic start to this map
गन ले
already.
ली इन्होंने. थर्ड राउंड में इनको गन नहीं मिलने वाली. सेंटिनल्स को सेव करके खेलना पड़ेगा. डबल पिक करना था. ये टक्कर का मैच है.
They bought hardly anything here again, Tom.
They bought more than Sentinels.
That's true. You know, this is a hell of an argument for the bundle, but there's a
देख
few
ओमन को
shared shots landing there with the classic assists.
बहुत
on
गंदा
the back
मारा
of it.
भाई.
Just absolutely insane to see this in the first 3 rounds. That back and forth.
That was Zelsis' orb as well that went down. Because the
क्या
other
बोल
one was
रहे हैं
running
ये?
B main.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
you're right.
so that means that he got caught by his own utility. Again, it's an error from either side. Both in the early stages have made mistakes. All right, Tens. That's one hell of a start. They've still got a couple of rifles. It's definitely not the prettiest of buys, but even still, somehow the team with the weaker has got off to a good start.
Well, that's it, because they happen to take the fight up against one of the players who has that rifle. And John QT, other side of the map, he's running the Phantom, now actually swapping over. Gonna be Sen and Tens towards A. But for the side of Sentinels, those 2 rifles, they stand a good
सेंटिनल
chance.
बी पे खेल रही है, ए पे खाली टेंस खेल रहा है. टेंस अकेला होल्ड कर रहा है एक साइड.
Oh dear, that's so much info.
सिंगल साइड होल्ड कर रहा है टेंस.
That's the nade going through, forcing them back, doing some damage too. Karen's now down to 83.
टेक्सचर डाउन. तो चांसेस है अभी. टेक्सचर अच्छा खेल रहा है.
But because of that neural theft, they used it to check if anybody was holding the rifle. So that's now a 3rd gun picked up from Sentinels. So they have boosted this quite a bit. 40 seconds left. 3 players still winning
वाइपर
the
का
B
लाइनअप
side,
कहाँ पे जाएगा
but
ये?
still have 10s
देखना है मेरे
with
को
a
ये
paranoia available to him. Nothing really on Zelsis though, so it is going to be on to him.
टेंस.
Forced out of position, that paranoia. It's landed
जेट
on the
पे ले
player's
नहीं
front.
पाया.
Node
ओह.
was blinded. Caught by the trap, another now inside, and well,
Now,
he's gone.
nice.
2 kills with a classic for Zelsis. He's being
Ah,
wrapped on, at
फंस गया
least
ये.
a chance to shut him down. One that they must realize. Meteor, there we go. It's a connection with 12 seconds left, and the spike's gone up.
Easy game.
Heaven dropped. Even if the last kill wasn't found, I
Thrifty
don't
ये
think
भी.
they were getting that one done. 2-2.
You're never going to believe this, but that was a MasterCard thrift.
और बाय करेंगे सारे.
I don't know what's happening.
जेंजी के पास भी राउंड है, मगर सेव करने की ये बाय कर रहे हैं.
This is such a peculiar game now. Obviously, because
दो वेंडल, दो
both teams are
स्पेक्टर, दो वेंडल, दो
still sort
फैंटम.
of building up finances. The next
भाई
one's
ट्रैप क्या लगाया रे साइफर ने? साइफर का ट्रैप तोड़ उसने भाई इसको देखो बैटिंग के.
off the back of Zelsis, the man who's been promoting this entire event. We're never going to hear the end of it.
ट्रैप तोड़ रहा था उसने. टेंस ने ऑन द स्पॉट वो ब्लाइंड डाला. तो उसके बाद से उसको वो दिखा नहीं और पीछे से मार पड़ गई. बट मैं फंस गया उसके अंदर.
They're not going to be too happy about the back and forth nature of this early game,
Camera
especially the fact that they got caught by not being able to shoot the traps. It's a little unfortunate, but these things happen. There was a combo of util again from
Ares
towards them, making that little bit more
बैठा है ऐसे ही जगह पे
That's unlucky.
देखेंगे
I'm starting to think
मिड
Sentinels have got
मिड
some
क्लियर
sort
किया
of
मैं विंड पे वाइपर देखी
issues
इसको
going on.
वाइपर वापस बैठता हूँ
Taking the bullets.
Look at Meteor though. He's just about to walk in.
एक
Sassy
मत कर
might be caught unaware. Got
शिट
so far forward before anybody really
मीटियोर भी अच्छा मार रहा है यार
Tens up above. Has support from Celsius, but this will be an afterplant. This time I don't think there's any denial.
मीटियोर पुश कर गया रे 10 जा सकता है 10 जा सकता है नहीं बच गया ओवर कमिट नहीं कर रहा ना ये ठीक है
But the big difference to this is Karen. He's also
1
there.
4 3 भी 4 है यहाँ पे
There it is. The step was heard.
बचा
Luckily, those players are able to round the corner
Ned.
just in time. Nade
All
gonna
right.
force Meteor back, but he falls back anyways. Concedes the space. They're gonna commit utility to trying to clear that back out, at least in his mind. But the paranoia is kept in the back pocket. Now burned up to go towards elbow. Here comes the blast pack from Zekin. He's towards the side, picking up Karen.
ले लिया राउंड ले लिया मीटियोर हो गया मीटियोर ने स्पैम किया नाइस वाह बन गया अब मुश्किल अब टाइम नहीं
There's no time left with another found. Gen G take the lead.
भाई मीटियोर ने ले लिया यार फैंटम का यही दिक्कत है स्प्रे करो तो घुमा दो स्प्रे करते करते सेंटिनल का वो आ गया टाइम आउट आ गया
Talk about Sentinels in these retakes, and they're phenomenal. Just being able to come in from behind, isolating these fights, and even after the aggressive positions that were held. But as Munchkin, the leader of the team, someone who's been highlighted so many times by different members of his roster to help elevate, well this time, he's done it individually.
Get out of my way.
Now straight away, Blade Storm popped. The pacey side of this round looking to come out. As they take early space towards this A site. Pit already into mid, but straight over the top goes Meteor. He's looking to pressure.
Oh, I thought he might have had that for free, but the cage blocked off just enough to give him that little bit of space.
ये मैच लंबे जाने वाले हैं ये नहीं जाएंगे छोटे
Still a player on B and one in mid. Gen G have a lot of space. You don't expect to see a Sentinels crunch just yet. And look at how much they're keeping in their back pocket for the eventual fight.
सेंटर बिल्कुल कॉर्नर में वाइपर भी उसी टाइम दे होल्ड क्या से होल्ड करते इनकी होल्डिंग कुछ वो देखो यार पेशेंस देखो कितना पेशेंस करके होल्ड करते हैं ये हमारी तरह नहीं हम कुछ करते भाई
Even though his teammate had fallen
लाइका
back
को
a
ले गया
little disjointed from Gen G,
ओह
but Munchkin capitalizes
टेंशन
on the chaos.
भाई बोला था ना मंचकिंग ले रहा है रे गंदा ले रहा है
Send Sassy back to reclaim it, buying so much
ओमान
time as only
ओमान गया
QT's on the site
क्या फ्लिक
and distracted by Meteor. The clock is running down. Munchkin late flanks up through heaven and the classic bites onward. The knife goes in, but it's too little, too late.
अरे मेरे नहीं रे छोटा हूँ रे मैं अभी 22 साल का है तो मेरिट का आंसर
We finally seen our second round in a row after what was a crazy back and forth. It is Gen G to
22 साल के बच्चे उन्होंने मेरिट कर दिया एक सेकंड में
Oh, Junkie T comes out with a knife. Munchkin, though, he has got off to a fiery start. The way that he's been playing, the way he's been punishing them as they try to rotate. His late flanks in the back line have been so problematic.
उसको देखो उसको देखो उसको देखो उसको देखो उसको देखो
4-2 in the lead. As said, this has been
अभी थोड़ा फोकस कर रहा हूँ अपने करे वो काम पे बात की बात है यार
it's his favorite map.
घर से निकलता नहीं मिलता है किसी से घर पे काम होता घर पे ही काम कर लेते हैं नया टाइम नहीं मिलता
But as said, Gen G have been so
रैली बाहर जाता हूँ कभी
They beat EDG, they beat PaperX, they've
भाई
been
के साथ काम
evolving
करता
throughout
हूँ
this tournament. It's not going to be easy just because this map is solid for Sentinels.
Good cancel of the dog with a deep snake bite. Gen G denied some more information around mid. Looks like the rotates are underway. Swinging all the way back to the B side. Sentinels have been able to win.
पी पे रोटेशन कर लिया सबने भाई रोटेशन के लिए तैयार रहते हैं ये on the spot.
Side of Gen G though, Munchkin's game has been fantastic. Just last round, the way he played and controlled Heaven in the late
भाई लाइनअप देखो भाई लाइनअप देखो
explode. Now he's got a Viper's Pit.
वाइपर का स्पिट कहाँ गिरा मेरे को वो देखना जेट ओए फ्लैश एंड डैश ऑन द भाई कितना प्यारा भाई कितना प्यारा डैश इन किया स्मोक के अंदर
holding on to life barely.
हाँ
And they'll eventually be shut
मीटियोर
down
ले गया
with
ये
the
वाला
Vipers
राउंड
mid
भी
in. This becomes a hard round to win, but a
मार
showstopper popped. It's going to be a gamble from Zek, and he has to pick a spot, and he's found Karen, but landed with his back turned to
देख
Munchkin.
तुम्हें ये मिलता है सीखने को कि तुम क्या गलतियां कर रहे हो एज ए ड्यूलिस्ट एज ए क्या बोलते हैं सेंटिनल और स्मोकर इधर देखा जेट ने क्या खेला है फ्लैश आया स्मोक के अंदर डैशिंग करके अंदर चला गया जैसे वो मिला इनको एंट्री मिल गई साइड पे ज्यादातर हमारे वो वही करते हैं क्या बोलती हैं जो हमारे मोस्ट ड्यूलिस्ट होते हैं वो एंट्री नहीं करवाते ड्यूलिस्ट के साथ हमेशा एक फ्लैशर होना चाहिए बस जेट है तो जेट के साथ फ्लैशर होना चाहिए योरू है तो योरू के साथ एक और कोई होना चाहिए जिसको कवर दे जैसे स्मोक हो गया योरू का फ्लैशर उसका टीपी और स्मोक
And here's someone as well. This is his
ये combination
seventh, I
अच्छा
believe, international event. The best spot the Munchkin has ever finished is 9th to 10th. He went through the likes of Crazy Raccoon in the past, a team that never really achieved anything.
बहुत नर्फ हो गया एकदम
This man is gunning for so much more.
खेलने के ऊपर है अगर तुम खेलते अच्छे हो देखा नहीं डैश कैसे किया तो बोल सकते हैं नर्फ जेट है अभी क्या बोलते हैं सेमीफाइनल में क्या बोलते हैं हाँ सेमीफाइनल में जो उनका होना है वीसीटी का उसमें नया कंट्रोलर की वो बताएंगे नया कंट्रोलर वो कर रहे हैं इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं तो सेमीफाइनल देखना बनता है
and then coming back and being eliminated by them later on.
Does always seem to improve though. That's the thing I
That's how
want
he got
to
here.
yeah, give credit to him as someone leading. And he's leading by example right now.
Come back as a
He's
Sentinel.
forced Sentinels into a position where they're taking a pause. And again, you look at some of the results. This is a team that, well, they played Loud a couple of times in their last 4 matches. Loud only
Genji
managed 4
Sentinel
rounds
टक्कर
in
ही team
3
है यार
rounds. So Genji are already way far and above a lot of the teams that Sens have had to battle against.
no no
Interestingly again,
वोटिंग कीबोर्ड आते हैं उसमें रैपिड ट्रिगर फीचर है वोटिंग हाँ वोटिंग हाँ टेंस ने बताया था टेंस भी वोटिंग का यूज करता है और महंगा भी होगा
This is being used, and they're coming in attack side on Split. And
on Sky as well.
On Sky, yeah.
Has he been watching Yummy? Is that what's happening?
हाँ वही देखना यार लेना कि महंगा भी होगा भाई बात हुआ ना कितना होगा रेट उसका इंडिया में तो मिलेगा नहीं
like you're saying, but Genji have already far exceeded expectations. They've got a commanding lead early on, even after a scrappy beginning, even after denial of the second round. I thought that was the start of the end, Tom. I was starting to worry. But here we are. Round
वही इंपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा होगा नहीं
to extend this lead.
भाई चंद्र के जंप पिक लिया हाई लॉबी में जंप पिक या फिर जगल पिक ये दो पिक होते हैं बस ओवर फ्लिक नहीं होता वो सॉरी लॉन्ग पिक जगदम स्लाइड पिक नहीं होता शॉर्ट पिक नहीं होता इधर पड़ जाती है मार
With only 40 seconds left, we're seeing this late clear into middle. Now, a lot of this was probably off the idea that, okay, we could have double back through and taken control.
अभी मेरी एक गेम भी डाउनलोड रहती है रे 104 जीबी की हो ही नहीं रही भाई इंटरनेट इतना गंदा स्पीड दे रहा है देखूंगा जिस दिन होगी उस दिन खेलेंगे वो भी
It's never easy to get past this util, but they're beginning to predict it, and now they
देख
have
रहे
to
हो
try and clear the players.
देख रहे हो साइड एंट्री
Good trap by John QT, a little
कॉमन
closer.
कॉपस में के होराइजन वो फोर्जा होराइजन वो फॉरबिडन वेस्ट होराइजन फॉरबिडन वेस्ट टकलू भर भर के हगा स्प्रे ओ 140
But one hit to that outlaw.
100 पड़ा हाँ 140 पड़ा
But a shot to the head from Texture pretty much seals the fate of this one.
हाँ पेड़ ही तो है
Having 2 players to drop and Munchkin
स्टोरी मोड
way
है ना
ahead
तो
of him on
पेड़
that fight.
चलता है
6 rounds now for Gen G. A solid A take.
वर्थ इट है उसके लिए इतना ट्रिपल ए टाइटल गेम है भाई
The crazy thing about this is a lot of the setups that are being put into play by Sen are actually catching players. Like, look at John QT right now.
इंटरनेट की स्पीड नहीं दे रहा यार
They're running into his trips. He's getting an opening kill, but every single time there's a response from Genji. That's been one of the things
भाई उसको स्प्रे हगा पूरा पता है
They are so
टकलू
quick
बाव का
and so
स्प्रे हगा
committed as
पूरा
well. You're going into a site with 20 seconds left. There are so many variables that you have to look for, but this team is ready to trade whatever comes their way. And with 8 seconds
बैक कर
left to
सकती है
get that spike
सेंटिनल
down,
अगर
turn on,
गंदा ना
it looked like plain sailing.
That's the point where most teams start to panic. It's the point where I start to panic a little bit, but they were just
panicking
Tens को देखो, tens को देखो कितना
I can
भाई
only
तुम कर
imagine
सकते हो
being
कभी
the coaches.
नेट स्पीड कितना आता है 30 mbps से बढ़ाना है यार मेरे
They
को
had it all
100
under
कर
control. Cool as a
और
cucumber.
जियो तो
As we go
हगासी
into
है
round number
हकता
9,
रहता है
Sentinels, as we said, they've got
भाई
scraps,
इसको
and the
देखो भाई
pistols
इसको
are
देखो भाई
apparent to us. There's only a few ghosts. The sheriff. This is
नहीं
a round that they've won before, so has to be careful. And well,
Shit,
caution to the
bad.
wind for Tens. He goes through the orb and falls right down. Let's see what else we've got though.
सेव कर रही है पूरी
Weapon's going
सेंटिनल
to be
टीम
upgraded, and there's still some util to play with.
This is the thing we've been hyping
मेरी
up.
50 mbps है लेकिन स्लो लगता है 100 मिनिमम चाहिए
We've
डाउनलोडिंग के लिए 100 चाहिए यार डाउनलोडिंग के लिए तो 100 चाहिए
Maybe we underestimated Munchkin. Because right now
मैं
he is
करवाऊंगा मगर
on an
थोड़ा सा
absolute
टाइम
tear. Again, just the patience.
क्योंकि
You're going to
तो
see the
प्राइस
gamble.
बढ़
I
जाता
don't
है
really blame Sen at this point. They've
बात
had
वही
so many late A takes that they're reading
यार
into the
ये
fact that okay, this is going
मेरे
to
को
be
वाइपर
A.
स्पीड
What
देखना है
happens?
कहाँ जाता है यार ये
Walks a little
वाइपर
strong
बाइट जाता कहाँ
straight
पे ये मेरे को
towards this B site. A round that now already looks over. Yeah, sure, the Sentinels retakes have been good historically, but if they pull this one off
एक
with
आउटलॉ चला रहा है बाकी देख फैंटम दो वेंडर
Sheriff, well, we're going to be
भाई
marveling
फैंटम
at
बहुत
that
प्यारी
for a
है
long time.
बहुत बेसिक है लाइनअप यूट्यूब
there's
पे
something
मिल
special about
जाएगा
doing
भाई
it
एक
in a
वेबसाइट है
post
उसमें
plan.
तुम्हें
Your way back through
ऑलमोस्ट सारे एजेंट के लाइनअप्स मिल जाएंगे
with
विद
essentially
वीडियो
a quick fire semi-automatic two-shot op.
veloplay.gg पे जाना उधर पे लाइनअप तेरे को मिल जाएंगे प्रॉपर पूरी वीडियो देखने की जरूरत भी नहीं पड़ेगी तेरे को लाइनअप ऐसे दिखते हैं इनको देखो
Well, that's a bit of
देखो
what in the world is that? Of all the ways to use that weapon, of all the ways I thought I'd see that weapon used, running through your
ये
own
बताओ क्या
name
करते हैं अपने टीममेट्स के वाइपर बाइट हो या नेड हो या कोई मॉली हो चल जाते हैं पता है इनको डैमेज कम पड़ेगा मगर उसके ऊपर जाके मार के आ जाते हैं
In fact, he's going to buy straight back into a rifle again.
No, that's the only request.
टेंस की अल्ट है उनकी क्या बोलते हैं टेक्सचर की भी अल्ट है बुरा है मार पड़ सकती है इनको टेक्सचर बहुत अच्छा खेल रहा है
That's the thing. Again, it was spoken
इतना बड़ा मैप टेंस का
in an interview with Alex after
I
their
wish
last
we are
match.
good
He said
like
it
them.
just feels like
अगर we are good like them, we not be here. We should be on VCT matches.
as well. Because the way they've started this match off, they've gone the right way every single time. The paranoia, decent, but the counter there. Tens will be able to keep his life and the aggression quelled for a second.
And look how
बहुत प्यारा खेल टेंस
there's 4 players from Sentinels here. Make that 3. Tens is down. Zel's
ओवर कमिट कर रहे हैं यार काफी ज्यादा ओवर कमिट कर रहे हैं पता नहीं मैं समझ नहीं आया
They even expect the 4th player swinging.
ले लिया
And
भाई
that is about as bad of an attacking start as you could expect in that they run into the entirety of the defense.
ये VCT का पहला मैच होगा जो सेंटिनल हारी है
That's how this game is going for Gen G
Gen
right
G
now.
अभी तक हारी नहीं मेरे हिसाब से
They genuinely took about 40 damage.
टेंस मेन एजेंट जेट्स रहता अब वो ओमन कैसे खेल रहा है स्विच किया उसने यार अब से ओमन मतलब जितने भी अभी तक VCT हुए हैं ना जितने भी हुए हैं सब में उसने ओमन यूज किया कंट्रोलर तो चाहिए ना एक डुलिस्ट जैकी है जैकी डुलिस्ट अच्छा खेल रहा है जैकन सॉरी जैकन की बात कर
There's no hassle even for most of these players dying. I'll take an orb and give
ये
you
एक ही डुलिस्ट ले रहे हैं वो जैकन ही है
No worries.
It's great, you can have 2.
Yeah, have them all, mate.
निकालेगा वाइपर की
He's got one at least with Munchkin down and the others maybe a little too far away. Texture, no blast pack. Nade, but it's not even going to blow up in time.
टूर्नामेंट जब भी VCTs वगैरह होते हैं ना इनके प्लेयर्स वो नहीं रहते जो ये खेलते हैं मतलब स्ट्रीम पे अलग प्लेयर्स खेलेंगे और जब VCT होता है तभी अलग खेलते हैं
Attack side so far, little surprising. The fact that we've actually, I would say, most of
या
this
फैंटम के लिए ना प्लस चाहिए फैंटम ऐसी गन है ना डॉट से नहीं होगा फैंटम के साथ ये डॉट को मगर स्प्रे फैंटम सीखनी पड़ेगी यार फैंटम में ओनी अच्छी लगती है यार ओनी की आवाज थोड़ी बारी बारी लगती है तो लग जाती है
It was almost unequivocal that Sentinels were the best team in the world on split. We might have to reevaluate that after this map, because right now it's not looking particularly close. There needs to be some sort of responsive.
ओमान कंट्रोलर बेस्ट है जो नया कंट्रोलर आ रहा है वो भी मेरे सबसे बेस्ट है क्योंकि वीडियो देखी मैंने सेंटिनल और क्या बोलते हैं जेनजी जो लाउड वगैरह इनकी टीम्स को दिखा दी है
If he waited a second, I think he actually gets the kill, but he's still going to be able to survive. They've used a lot of utility to try and shut this man down, and he's not taken a lick of damage. Zelsis, though, the timing here could be everything. He's got it.
नाम खोलो है, मैंने अभी तक देखा नहीं उसको. लड़की है मगर नाम मैंने सुना नहीं. एबिलिटीज भी उसकी थोड़ी डिकॉय टाइप है, मतलब काफी अच्छी एबिलिटीज सुनी है मैंने, जो मैंने वीडियो देखी है. सेमीफाइनल में बताएंगे. मंचकिंग भाई अच्छा प्लेयर है, निकाल सकता है.
Through for Zelsis. It's not going to be an easy fight on any front. He's choosing the harder of the two. Just one player towards the spawn. Whoops.
इसमें सेंट्रल का ज़्यादा विन रेट था, पता है?
Towards the spawn, but two up top make that three now as they come into position.
सेंट्रल के मैच में सेंट्रल पिट रही है.
Only going to block vision, maybe add some decay, give him an opportunity though to play up top with the shorty. I like him trying to create some opportunities, but ultimately too big of a task for anyone to take. 8-3. And the last round, Sentinels find a fourth, Tom. That is not something I was ready to say today.
The good thing for Sentinels fans out there is we have seen mass
23 by 24
for the side of Sentinels on either side of the map.
I'm ready to watch. मेरे को देखना है यार वो एजेंट कैसा है. कंट्रोलर है तो अच्छा कंट्रोलर होगा वो.
It's not a death sentence, especially if they
ओवर पावर हो सकता है स्टार्टिंग में. तो स्टार्टिंग में जिन्होंने ले लिया रैंक पुश कर लिया तो जीत गए.
And they're going straight back to the bread and butter.
वो आया था क्या बोलते हैं?
Fantastic. Tens has been able to delay them at least a little bit, and the Seekers are going to give things away. The nade from Zekin is good as well. They've got off to a strong start.
Kurami use कर रहा है.
Yeah, the util through from Sassy as well.
Yeah, tens gya.
बच गया. Who's now making his appearance up top. Boombot through. It's found a player, and the bullets soon follow. Only two left.
भाई ऐसे स्मोक में स्प्रे करना चाहिए. मेरे पास एक्सपोज टीम पास है, सारी एजेंट पास थे, यूज कर सकता हूँ. हाँ.
And actually, maybe even
मैं वो डाउनलोड करना पड़ेगा ना.
I'm not sure if the dog got far enough through that wall to see Karen, but either way, they'll suspect it. Spike on the floor, and they'll attempt to take it. Problem is, Zelsis is stood on the other side of that smoke. Sassy up top.
मेरे पास भी है एक्सबॉक्स पास, मैं ले सकता हूँ. मगर मेरे को एक्सबॉक्स पास से डाउनलोड करना पड़ेगा क्या? एजेंट खेलने के लिए वो वाला.
Too big of a task. This one, good luck.
Protect the KD at all costs. Munchkin.
अगर हम होते ना, हम स्पाइक होल्ड नहीं करते, हम चले जाते आगे मारने. ये देखो ये चीज लर्न करने वाली है.
At this stage, just placing smokes in his face.
क्योंकि हाई राउंड में आराम से बंदे ले सकते. Do you have Xbox Pass subscription? हाँ है मेरे पास. रिडीम कोड पड़े हैं मेरे पास के. मेरे को डाउनलोड Xbox से करना पड़ेगा क्या खेलने के लिए? वो तो मैं नहीं करने वाला गेम वापस से डाउनलोड कर.
They've definitely put themselves in a good spot, but as we know, Sentinels can definitely turn.
वेट कर लूँगा एजेंट खेलने के लिए.
It's not over yet, that's for sure, but Gen G have to be happy with how things have gone so far. In fact, we've got some friends of Gen G stood by in the audience. Let's hear from them.
Hey guys, Mika Fabs here in the crowd right now with Jules, a Gen G super fan. Hey Jules, where are you from?
टेक्सचर की फ्रेंड है ये सच में लाइव हो रहा होगा अभी या फिर प्री रिकॉर्ड? नहीं प्रॉपर लाइव है. स्ट्रीम इस पे चल रहा है देखो. प्रॉपर लाइव चल रहा है, प्री रिकॉर्डेड नहीं होता.
I'm his channel moderator, and he's just a great guy, a friendly guy as well.
Yeah, you mentioned that he works really, really hard as well outside of the game, right?
Absolutely. We call him pro streamer because he's a pro player, but he streams like streamer. He always works outside of his streams as well. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's been such a character as well, and so fun to watch you. Now, finally, I hear you're not just a Gen Z texture fan, but you're an overall BCE fan. You've been to so many events. Can you let us know what they are?
Yes, I've been to Pacific last year and also went to LA for champs. This year I'm at Madrid and I'm going to Seoul for champs again.
Awesome. So we might see you again.
ये वैसे से स्पेन में हो रहा है.
This interview and come full circle. Now finally, I need you to give one big shout out to all of the Gen G fans over here in the stage and everywhere. Give your best battle cry for Gen G.
Thank you. Wow.
ग्रीस है ना?
I think Gen G is gonna win.
नहीं स्पेन में हाँ. स्पेन की कैपिटल में हो रही है.
Exceeding the expectations and they're really gonna do well. So
सिटी में हो रहा है. कैपिटल में हो रहा है स्पेन की.
But on the other side, we also do have to hear it for Sentinels before we get back into the game.
देखो इधर देखते जाओ. बट लास्ट टाइम यूएसए में था ना, इस बार इधर है. यूएसए में तो उनका था ना किक ऑफ था यूएसए में, अभी तो क्या बोलते हैं मास्टर्स चलते हैं, सारे स्पेन आए हैं अभी, सारे टीम जो भी खेल रही है ये मास्टर्स।
I can't believe you can work on your delivery, Tom. I'll say that.
The battle cry, I have a tear in my eye.
2022 की बात करें, 3 में तो हुआ नहीं था। मास्टर में क्या डिफरेंस होता है? मास्टर में जैसे किक ऑफ्स होते हैं, जब किक ऑफ्स होते हैं सारी टीम अप्लाई करती है, उनमें से कुछ टीम मतलब आगे बढ़ती है, मतलब एक दूसरे लड़ाई करके आगे बढ़ती है मास्टर्स के लिए। तो मास्टर्स में फाइट होती है, जो टीम बेस्ट होती है वो आगे जाएंगी क्वालिफिकेशन या क्या बोलते हैं सेमीफाइनल में, मतलब ऐसे से स्टेप बाय स्टेप। जैसे एलिमिनेशन राउंड्स होते हैं ना, वैसे इनको ही कहते हैं एलिमिनेशन राउंड। ज्यादा टीम से आस्ते तक कम करते जाते हैं। जैसे 100 टीम्स होंगी, उनमें से 8 या 7 आगे बढ़ेंगी। कार्डी को कैंसर है और टेंस को नहीं, उसका कैंसर वो हो गया ना, हो चुका है, वो इलाज हो चुका है। अस्तमान इतना ही है, टेंस को होगा मगर वो भी रिमूव हो गया होगा, ठीक।
That's a spot that you have to check on the way out.
काइडी का वो हो चुका है, ठीक।
John QT, look at him. You see him in the X-ray just sneaking past towards the screens. They'll never expect him to be in this corner. And the steps heard on the rotation back. Oh, this gap is absolutely massive. No way that Munchkin could expect it. But does he expect someone to be on the site? He could think that's the only player. One guy in screens coming back to check there's no one and running back. This all makes sense. For Texture to be here, though, oh, they'd have to be ever vigilant to see it. And now he's got an opportunity to trade it back further.
बहुत नहीं है उसमें शॉर्ट हेयर कट दिखाया। मैं बताता हूँ, उसकी स्ट्रीम बताता हूँ, ये मैच होने दो, स्ट्रीम बताता हूँ।
Second still wins it. 5 seconds. They need to plant it now. If they can deny this, it's done on the spot. Karen does well to find one, and there's the follow-up. Genji with another round. The pistol injecting some rounds and bringing them ever closer to winning Sentinel's map pick.
That is the second time in this tournament I have watched that man there, Texture, win an impossible round. Win a round that never should have been. There was one where he exploded through a smoke and instantly popped 3 heads. This one was discipline. This one was waiting patiently for the perfect moment to strike. And again, he takes
कल ही देखा मैंने, कल उसने वो पहना था, बॉय कट मतलब शॉर्ट कट करवाई थी, कल की स्ट्रीम होगी उसके बाद।
Today is brothers against brothers. We've got back-to-back regional rematches in our first day.
ये कल की स्ट्रीम है।
We're down to our top 4 now here. It's a
Heaven. Chance of a third being there very low. Karen not in danger. In fact, he is in danger. 3 kills. They were close, but well, the numbers advantage doesn't really matter when the judges firing away like that. The last could have been his, but Texture finds it instead. One man lost on Genji, a fantastic follow-up round to their pistol, stacking them the chips even further on their side of the table.
हो कैंसिल रिमूव हो सकता है, फर्स्ट स्टेज में हो सकता है, अगर तुम सेकंड और थर्ड में हो तो मुश्किल है, हो जाता है। आजकल ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी आ चुकी है कि हो जाता है, ठीक हो जाते हैं, रिकवर कर जाते हैं।
On this map, they've played it so many times within the Americas, so many times already in this tournament as well.
यार रिकवरिंग स्टेज पे होगी, मगर हो चुकी है उसकी रिकवरी।
Showing why they might just be the hope of Pacific to finally get towards a title win. It definitely feels still a fair bit away. But in this round, they've not got a completely weak purchase. A few rifles, an outlaw as well. Okay, Karen's left on a pistol, and Munchkin's SMG is not the most desired weaponry. I'm also looking at Texture being 2 orbs away from having that showstopper.
ऐसी बात कैसे? इसके बाद किसका होगा? इसके बाद है, अब नहीं, अभी तो इनके राउंड चलेंगे, अभी तो चलेंगे ये। जब तक कोई एक टीम 2 बारी जीत नहीं जाती, तब तक चलेगा ये मैच। 3 मैप्स होते हैं, उनमें से 2 मैप एक टीम को जीतने होते हैं। अभी अटैकर आ गया है, सेंट्रल मतलब 13 राउंड पे खत्म नहीं होगा ना। एक टीम को डबल राउंड जीतने पड़ेंगे, डबल मैप जीतने पड़ेंगे।
problem is Gen G can crunch right
जैसे भी अगर जेनजी जीतेगी तो सेंट्रल अगर सेकंड जीती तो थर्ड मैप होगा, थर्ड में जो जीतेगा वो जीत गया, बेस्ट ऑफ 2 है इसमें, जो 2 मैच जीतेगा वो जीतेगा, सॉरी बेस्ट ऑफ 3 होता है, जो 2 जीतेगा वो जीत गया।
Now they know at least there's another player on site. They might even have heard them in screens. But again, they haven't checked.
ये साइड क्यों नहीं चेक करते? बस ये कॉर्नर बेस्ट है बैठने के लिए, कोई चेक नहीं करता।
1 versus 2. They've bought themselves the space to plant.
Yeah, the one thing for Karen is he doesn't currently have a weapon. And everybody dying around the window means that he might even have to put himself out into the open to give this one up. The reposition as well from Celsius is sublime. It would have to be an instant headshot. And although they pushed in to pretty much all of Gen G, at least all of their weaponry, Sentinels do manage to weather the storm just about.
Well, Tom, you know, this is the expected result, though.
5-round
win, one on the back of the pistol, the other the follow-up. You win your third up against those weaker weapons. It still gets close. A couple of well-placed shots by Sentinels puts them ahead in those fights. A good reposition in the end. But one battle going slightly differently, and this map spirals out of their control. They're holding on to a cliff's edge by their fingernails. And at 10-5, Gen G now
13 rounds on 6 to बच गया।
Just about rounding the corner in time. That was a target-rich environment.
ये 13 rounds से मतलब 0-13 और तब 13 rounds होते हैं, ऐसे 13 से ज़्यादा हो जाते हैं। Score 13 होना चाहिए जीतने के लिए।
He doesn't even have a dash on.
Pick मत करना।
This guy's crazy. He's cloud bursting around to try and stay alive. He's still not
Wiper
running away, Tom. He's sticking around for a fight. I did not expect that.
Nice.
Maybe not expecting that many players to be there. Texture as well. He wants to try and recover this.
भाई सेक्टर बहुत गंदा खेल रहा है, बहुत गंदा मार रहा है।
Could have eliminated half of Sentinels. Instead, it found nothing. And now it does kind of look like Gen G is scrambling a little bit.
भाई ये मैच होने दो, मैं कुछ पीने को लाऊं, मैं प्यास लगी है, पानी पी।
The thing is though, because they had so much map control, there's been an early read from the side of Gen G. Once again, it's looking like we might have 4 players within this A site as Sentinels go to push.
One flash on Lakia, one nade on
Lineup
Texture.
कहाँ गया ये?
No paranoia, some smokes. The second just came online.
लेकिन तो डिनर हुआ, हाँ डिनर मैंने जल्दी कर लिया, जल्दी कर लेता हूँ।
That's the big gun on the other side, and Sentinels find the
अच्छा
opening.
जब अल्ट आ गई
There's a response. Gen G equalize things, catch them on the rotate up through heaven, and drop the spike. 20 seconds left, and the nade buys even more time. The rotation now from Texture as he realizes they're going to want to hightail it, move to the other side. But look, he's already here. He's ahead of them with 10 seconds left. There's no time for delay. They need this fight. They need to win it, and they have just about 5 seconds. 4 as he reaches the side. It's too late. They've bought enough time. The spike plant doesn't come in.
This man's positioning has been pretty much second to none. Every single time he makes the right read.
4 seconds में plant होता है, 3 seconds पे नहीं हो सकता।
Sentinels are just walking into this trap almost every single time. Gen G's read to get 4 players there, perfect. He drops the spike and then instantly
Texture बहुत गंदा खेलता है, बहुत गंदा मारता है।
have faith in Munchkin to hold on to that site and buys almost exactly enough time. The fact that it has to be slowed down just enough, that split second, does the work.
I have Central Classic, but now they are
there. The stars are aligning.
होता है, कोई बात नहीं। अभी भी 2 मैप हैं, 2 मैप हैं तो टेंशन नहीं लेना। मगर सेंट्रल मार खा रही है स्प्लिट में, क्या कर सकते हैं?
Gen G have been bypassed on mid already, but
अगर ये आया,
Karen knows
टकलो भाई
exactly
टकला
what's going
फटेगा।
down. This weapon,
मत करना कुछ।
judge in hand, it could be somewhat unexpected. They'll see his economy was low. Will they anticipate it upstairs in heaven? This is a danger up against any buy.
लॉन्ग की क्लासिक बहुत प्यारी है, पता है?
Into Karen's
भाई
waiting arms.
मत करो, एक निकलेगा।
At first already, that's another nail in Sentinel's coffin, and he's back. He's just creating
ये
some space.
सबसे मुश्किल
Not getting out alive. In fact, sticking around for another fight with Tens doubles up.
Tens ने डबल किल निकाल ली।
They've still got to deal with Munchkin though. Might not be expecting a third player within this site. Poison orb up. He's going to be able to isolate the spike. Already dropped to the ground. Good trade though from John QT again.
ट्रेड निकाला, ठीक है 2v2, एक के पास आउटलॉ है।
Already making a switch up. He's going to play into the orb. Has a flash ready to go straight out of
भाई
it.
देखो एक कोई चीज, फ्लैश एंड पीक जो हम नहीं करते वो निकाल दे लॉन्ग।
Puts the 12th round onto the board for Gen G. Every decision,
बहुत
every
गंदा पिट रही है
battle
जंजी
just
आज
seems to be correct for this squad. And I can't believe what
जंजी
I'm
टाइम आउट नहीं
seeing.
ले रही आज
A 7-round deficit for Sentinels on their best map, the map they chose, and a map that I'll be honest, we did not see Gen G competing in.
I was already looking at Lotus once I saw the veto come up, and no team's being able to shine a light on
Lotus
Sentinels
जीतना
here
पड़ेगा
on split. A
Sentinel
close
को
game is the best you could expect. A dominant victory though? Gen G,
Alright then buddy
they
पता
really
है
are
हाँ मेरे को
changing
पता
the
है
game.
हाँ पता है
Round 18 could be the last with an early fight up top. It's done a little bit of damage, but not too much. Sentinels not deterred from their aggression. Another player on site now. 4 players from Gen G here ready to
उसका
fight.
क्या
Meteor the first to take
Alright
it.
gun
And
buddy
he
का
won't
क्या
stop. 3 kills
hey
already. It's left it all to Sassy, and it's done just like
खत्म
that.
round
13 to 5. You might have expected to see this
वो
scoreline,
किसको
but not in
मिल
the hands of Gen G.
वो
A
किसका
devastating
मिलेगा
start to
कुछ
this
आइडिया
series
किसको
for
मिलेगा
Sentinels.
देख
I can't imagine what the locker
उसका
room
सेम ही
chat's gonna
सिटी
be
होती
like ahead
सेम
of
होता है
Lotus.
जो अगर तुम काफी हाई अच्छे यूट्यूबर हो बड़े यूट्यूबर हो तुम्हें मिल सकता है वैलोरेंट इंडिया
At an international event, this
और
team last year.
अगर तुम वैलोरेंट टूर्नामेंट प्लेयर्स हो मतलब वीसीटी के आसपास कोई भी खेला है तुमने इंडिया वीसीटी कुछ भी खेला है तो उनको मिलता है यूट्यूबर्स हो गए या वीसीटी वैलोरेंट प्लेयर्स हो गए बहुत गंदा मार पड़ी है भाई अगर
It's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle,
ये
be
देखो
able to fight this.
एम लैब्स भी अच्छा है एम ट्रेनिंग के लिए मैं बोर लगता है यार एम लैब्स खेलना पसंद नहीं है यार डाउनलोड किया था मैं डिलीट कर दिया फिर मैं कुछ दिखाने वाला था ना एम लैब कुछ काम का नहीं वो डिपेंड करता है भाई एक दिन से भाई काफी प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ती है मगर सही प्रैक्टिस सेम सही ट्रेनिंग मतलब जो वैलोरेंट के लिए अच्छी ट्रेनिंग है वो करोगे तब फायदा अदरवाइज तो बेकार टाइम स्पेंडिंग बेकार है कोई टाइम स्पेंड मत करो इनका स्क्रीम खत्म नहीं हुआ क्या अभी तक अभी 1 मिनट में स्टार्ट होगा ना बहुत टाइम ये आ गया ना स्ट्रीम टू एलिमेंट्स सॉरी ओवरले क्या और वेलवेंट की बात करें तो स्पेसिफिक वेलवेंट के लिए चाहिए। ये आगे वेलवेंट के ओवरलेस देख, स्पेसिफिक फॉर वेलवेंट्स ओवरले चाहिए। ये कैसे इंस्टॉल होता है? कुछ नहीं, तेरे को बस वो करना है, स्ट्रीम एलिमेंट डाउनलोड कर जिसमें तेरा यूट्यूब जिस अकाउंट से तेरा यूट्यूब उसी ब्राउज़र पे, देन क्रिएट अ न्यू ओवरले करके इनको कॉपी करके तेरे को ओबीएस में डालना बस, सिंपल। और कुछ झंझट है नहीं। मेरा भी ओवरले यही भाई, ये ओवरले कहाँ से आ गया? एडिट भी कर सकता है अपने आप से, मैं फ्री के लिए, ठीक है। तो क्यों यूज़ नहीं करते? मेरा वैलोरेंट स्पेसिफिक नहीं है ना, मेरे को अपने लोगों का ओवरले बनाना है, मैं भी वेट कर रहा हूँ। अभी तो नॉर्मल ये यूज़ कर रहा हूँ, ये वाला। मेरे को अपना एक सिंगल ओवरले बनाना, प्रॉपर वाला ओवरले, जिसके लिए मैं वेट कर रहा हूँ।
센티널을 만났을 때가 감독님과 라케 선수가 선수로서 뛰고 있던 때였잖아요. 이제 좀 감독으로서 지켜보면서 옛날 생각도 많이 나시고 좀 감회가 새로울 것 같아요.
थंबनेल भी बनाया करो। थंबनेल बनाता हूँ मैं, ये खुद ही तो बनाया। थंबनेल के लिए बंदे हैं मेरे, तो बना देते हैं। मैं कभी कभार कोशिश करता हूँ खुद ही बना लूँ। मैं जरा कुछ पीने को लाया, ठीक है? एक सेकंड।
좀 저번에는 졌으니까 이번에는 꼭 이겨서 결승 저희가 먼저 갔으면 좋겠습니다.
It just brought back so many memories from back then. We were also in the upper bracket as well, but we lost back then. And it just made me like, it just brought back so much emotions from, what happened back then. But I just feel like this time we're going to make it different. And I really, really hope that Genji guys can pull it off today and we walk away with the win.
Well, it certainly feels different, so let's see if Genji can close this out.
Genji heard the Sentinels really like Split, so they said, hold my drink. And they did the business. Absolute domination. Kakuka, this Genji team looked absolutely on fire in this map. And if anything, it just goes to show that, I mean, yeah, you can look at the results, but just stay up, man. Anything's possible in this game.
When we saw the map select, we thought, it's a bit of pick your poison, right? It's going to be Center, it's going to be Split. And they were definitely very sure about what to do with this split. Even though the beginning of the game was a bit shaky for both of the teams, we saw, teams getting echo time and time again. It looked like Junkie T was going to have in that defense because Genji was a little bit lost on how to play around it.
And I think Genji executed on a lot of the things that we talk about being so good on this map for Sentinels. On their attack sides, they had great entry pathing with this double duelist.
मगर इन मैचेस में देखो तुम कि तुम क्या गलतियां करते हो, तुम क्या ठीक कर सकते हो। एम को छोड़ के, एम के लिए प्रैक्टिस चाहिए, गेम सेंस के लिए गेम सेंस यूज कर सकते हो। नई स्टैट पता चलती है, बहुत सारी स्टैट मिली है मेरे को, सनसेट के लिए लिया मैं।
And I think it's brilliant the way that Genji was able to interpret and actually read into what they had to do when they got to that post-plant situation, how to put the pressure and no allowing, as you're saying, Mimi, Sentinels to have any kind of breathing room, so they could not win a single one of those retakes.
And beyond just the strategy, the absolutely hitting. When you lock a comp like this against a team like Sentinels, you need your two duelists to be going crazy. Dominating texture in particular is ridiculous this map.
I'm actually glad you mentioned texture because, we got to show the clip again. You know what I'm saying? It's, of course, our HyperX Reflex moment of the day. Kakuka, this was just like the best possible way to play this one out. The discipline was absurd.
This round made no sense. Like the fact that
कुछ पता नहीं चलता, मगर ये चीज देखो कि क्या चीज हो रही है, समझने की कोशिश करो बस। कितना होल्ड करना है। देख, अगर हम होते ये गारंटी होती है, हम वो करते। अब तो पता चल रहा है ना क्या किया इसने। समझ आया कुछ अब? मतलब मोस्ट ऑफ द सेंस यही होता है कि ऐसे बंदे को मारो जो प्लांट कर रहा हो, जैसे इसने स्काई को मारा प्लांट करते हुए। प्लांटिंग सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है। बाकी छोड़ो, प्लांट रोको, जितना प्लांट रुके उतना अपने को फायदा।
GNG is in a great position here to do something that, you know, other teams in their region have done before, other Korean teams have achieved, right, being able to hit that second place spot. But the way they're playing, the confidence upon which that they're approaching this one, Mimi, it feels like it's a different conversation.
Yeah, and it's been a long time since a Korean team has been in a finals. The last time was
प्लांट
when
करना चाहिए या किल्स? देख, ये है टीम गेम, तो मेन चीज़ है टीम गेम पे खेलो, सॉरी।
can close this out because it would be a
टीम गेम
massive
खेलो,
moment
टीम
for
गेम,
Korean
किल्स में मत खेलो, टीम गेम खेलो और
especially
कोशिश
for the
करो
players
जितनी
like
जल्दी
that
तुम
who was
प्लांट
just
कर सकते हो ना
one
उतनी जल्दी प्लांट करो।
at least top 2 in his first global
प्लांट इम्पोर्टेंट है क्योंकि जितनी जल्दी प्लांट होगा उतना एनिमी के पास कम टाइम होगा कि वो कर सके, डिफ्यूज करने के लिए कम टाइम होगा। तुम्हें बस प्लांट करने के बाद होल्ड करना है, टाइम बाय करना अपने लिए।
Things have to take a quick turn, especially because yesterday Texture was having the
आप प्लांट करो, होल्ड करो, टाइम बाय करो जितना कर सकते हो, जो मेन चीज होती है। किल के लिए मत भागो, किल्स तुम्हें मिल जाएंगे। गेम अगर तुम अपनी टीम के साथ खेल रहे हो जिनको सही गेम नॉलेज है, वो किल्स पे नहीं खेलते, गेम सेंस पे खेलते हैं और टाइम पे खेलते हैं। कभी तूने देखा है अभी भी जितने भी मैचेस हुए हैं, जितने भी राउंड हुए हैं, देखा है प्लांट करने के बाद वो भागते नहीं है, होल्ड करते हैं और किल कम करते हैं, कोशिश करते हैं कि टाइम निकाल ले। टेंस का किल रहा है मोमन और डबल स्मोकर आगे और एक वो जैकन वो खेल रहा है और वो रेज केजे है। प्लेयर सिलेक्शन देखो, डबल कंट्रोलर खेल रहे हैं, पेड खेल रहे हैं, रेस खेल रहे हैं और केजे खेल रहे हैं, दोनों टीम के सेम। सेंट्रल का 100% विन रेट है भाई, अभी भी सेंट्रल नहीं जीती ना लोटस पे भाई। 100% 4 times played by 6 times played 100%। भाई जीत जाए एक बार सेंट्रल।
He needs to be the one stepping up, especially if they're starting on the attack.
This could be a massive moment for Korean Valorant, a massive moment for Gen G, but Sentinels can look to force a map 3. Let's send it back over to your casters, Mitch and Tom.
भाई कोरियंस के प्लेयर बहुत ग्राइंड करते हैं गेम्स में, जो भी गेम में घुसते हैं बहुत तोड़ते हैं गेम में यार।
Lotus in the form of Uncle Eero or equivalent to it, Tom. 1-0 down in the series. Need 2 in a row. It's not a position they find themselves in often.
No, it's actually a very scary prospect. I don't say, oh, I've got an interesting stat too often, but in the last 9 series, Sentinels have won the first map. The 10th, they lost 2-0 to Loud. So that is the last time where they lost the first map in a series. They've even lost the series.
पहला मैच है सेंटिनल हारी है,
But they always win the first
पहला
round,
मैच,
so it's the first time
सॉरी
that
पहला राउंड जो हारी है
Sentinels
सेंटिनल।
have to fight from a deficit since the opener, and Gen G are just going straight in with such an aggressive start. Sati is dead within a matter of seconds.
Well, when you leave C, when you get pushed back, where are you going to go? You got to cross the B side. Gen G 3 push C, 2 push B, retake A, but hold on.
भाई कितनी जल्दी अंदर घुस गई सेंटिनल। अच्छा वो सॉरी इस पे है,
And now end up coming back as a death ball, eliminating
इतनी जल्दी घुस गई सेंटिनल साइड पे।
Gen G in a 4 versus 3 grouped up in 2 maps.
रोज स्ट्रीम करते हो या वैलोरेंट? अगर कुछ कोई और अच्छी गेम नहीं हो खेलने के लिए, जैसे स्टोरी मोड में हफ्ते में या कभी-कभी कर लेता हूं, मैं टाइम को देता है वैलो ही खेलता हूं, और कोई गेम है नहीं खेलने लायक। या स्टोरी मोड होगी या वैलोरेंट होगी या उधर फ्रेंड्स हैं मेरे, 2 गेम खेल लेता हूं मैं।
This is a team that many would see that. Oh, they should
Sure, क्यों नहीं?
Oh, them picking Lotus. That would be silly. That's one of their opponent's better maps. But the fact is, Gen G, I genuinely feel like have come into this series and gone, oh, we don't care what they play. We don't care if that's their best map. We don't care if this is one of them. We are going to play our own game. We're going to play to our strengths. And just look at the way they started off in this pistol. A highly aggressive defensive side push.
Meteor मार रहा है
faces
इनका
of their opponent immediately. This is a team
मैं
running.
देख साला रास्ता पागल हो गया।
Just having a great time. I mean, you could see it the second they stepped out on stage and the crowd was there, the smiles on their face. They are happy to be here. They know they're making history, but it doesn't seem like they feel that pressure right now. They are vibing and thriving, 1-0 up. Sentinels, though, Tom, they've put all their credits on
वाइल्ड
the
ऑफ
line.
गेम का नाइट मेरे को बहुत प्यारा लगता है यार, और उसकी गन।
This is definitely a risk, a gamble.
भाई रेज ने एंट्री करके ले लिया। भाई ये देखो
Bucky play to kick off the round. Munchkin.
real race play.
We've already seen this in the first map. An early back and forth. We know that Sentinels can do it, even with just the pistols. The C's fantastic.
भाई डाउन हो गया जैकी लो है
Lovely combinations from Sentinels.
I believe they even before Zalsis went down, he threw in a nano, so you just had so much damage being issued on that spot and no escape. The 1-0 challenge.
अबे पूरा मैप बचा है कोई पता नहीं कब क्या हो जाए
expended all their big utility. Sentinels have the numbers, and with these weapons close range,
निकाले नाइस भाई स्टिंगर हमसे नहीं चलती इनसे कैसे चल जाती मेरे को आज तक समझ नहीं आया स्प्रे नाइस ट्राई बहुत प्यारा स्टिंगर हमसे नहीं चलती भाई ये पता नहीं कैसे चला लेते हैं
reminiscent of the last map.
Yeah, they're not Mastercard aren't getting a shout out as much this time.
स्टिंगर की गोलियां प्लेयर को छोड़ के बाकी सारी जगह लगती है
What a way to get right back into things. That's the thing.
अगर नॉर्मल कोई रेस प्लेयर होता ना वो पक्का वो केजे की टरेट पे ही बैठता मरता उसकी वो उस पे टरेट पे नहीं सॉरी नेट पे जो गन नहीं चलती उनको डच मैच में ट्राई कर लेना इजी यार पता है क्या होता है जब अगर तुम्हारा डच मैच में एम चल रहा है तो इट डजंट मैटर कि तुम्हारा रैंकिंग भी चलेगा अनरेटेड में भी चलेगा शिफ्ट प्ले में चलेगा याद रखो डेथ मैच में सॉरी उसमें ओमन देखो भाई ये देखो भाई ये कभी किसी ने ट्राई नहीं किया होगा लो लॉबी में तो ये चीजें ट्राई नहीं करते तुम लो लॉबी में हो ना तो ये चीजें सीखो लो लॉबी में इजी होगा ये विन करना पता है नाइस बहुत प्यारा वन मीटियोर
very early on as well after the fight back.
साथ क्या हुआ पता
Could just be 2 away. There you go. He got his oh,
पता नहीं मेरे को नहीं पता मैं देखता नहीं वो चीजें पॉलिटिक्स के ऊपर मेरा कुछ नहीं है कोई रिएक्शन
At least make things a little bit more costly and get himself ever closer.
मैं पॉलिटिक्स पे पढ़ता नहीं ना ही देखता क्रिकेट और पॉलिटिक्स में से दूर
Actually the same for Texture as well. Getting ever closer to having quite a lot available. I have to say like you bring in John
पता है हमारा एम हम पैनिक हो जाते हैं जब एम करते हैं
for the strategy side of things.
बहुत टेंशन आने दो भाई
Definitely up there
हम कर लेंगे
frag and IGLs.
बस एम करते समय पैनिक नहीं होना पैनिक हो जाते तो एम लगता नहीं है मेरे साथ तो वही होता है भाई ये देख फेट का स्कैन जो तुम ट्राई कर सकते हो मैच में इसमें ऑरेंज चलाना नॉर्मल है पता है बट यू आर 22 न्यूज़ नहीं सुनते ना नहीं सुनता ना कोई लेना देना
We've seen it before and it was punished almost immediately. Most times the pushes come, but I think a little bit more confident with Texture being there. Munchkin toying with the idea of pushing.
ये न्यूज़ पता चलनी होती है ऑटोमेटिकली पता चल जाती है मेरे को वैसे मेरे को न्यूज़ का इतना कोई कहना देना नहीं
Now they've got to be worried about this position. Karen just bailing. Happy did cause
मेरे को
problems.
पसंद ही
He's
नहीं
already
है
burnt up their paranoia. A very valuable flash used up for next to nothing because he was baiting them.
And that's one of the major things is you don't really have flashes when it comes to this composition. The paranoia really is.
वाइपर का फाइट कहाँ गया
Already though, early rotations did actually pull players
भाई सही जगह पे गया जहाँ पे बंदे चुके होते
see that Sassy has managed to drag them back. He is selling a ruse. This is going to put serious
Sentinel ले रही है control.
He is now the only player. This fake from Sentinels is sublime, even using the Nightfall.
Oh.
The Meteor's even starting to rotate away.
भाई इनका aim placement देखो कहाँ पे है KJ down.
There was no way out. Zekin's caught. And now there's no way to stop this spike from being planted on the side of
मंच किंग के हाथ में मत चढ़ना नहीं तो लग जाएंगे मंच किंग और वो उसके जीरो पिंग होगा इनका लैंड में जीरो पिंग तो नहीं होगा मतलब ऑलमोस्ट 1-2 के अराउंड चल रहा होगा 1-2 के 1-2 या 3 उससे ज़्यादा नहीं जीरो पिंग तो नामुमकिन है इम्पॉसिबल होता है जीरो पिंग
A bullet or two landed extra, and this round would look different.
क्योंकि नेटवर्क डिले ये आता ही आता है, मतलब एक दो एमएस आता है, एक दो एमएस, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं। अभी इनको एक दो एमएस के चल रहा होगा, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं।
Sentinels this round, that was literal perfection. They used even an ultimate just to sell the ruse, but the fact is
सर्वर
Sassy
साइड
just
नहीं
reclaiming
है,
that space
लैन खेल
late
रहे
was
हैं,
enough
सब
to sell
ऑफलाइन।
that fake perfectly. Meteor was even rotating off the
अगर
site.
ऑफलाइन
He was
हो,
so
नहीं ऑफलाइन,
convinced that that was going to be a play.
हाँ अगर ऑफलाइन हुआ फिर हो सकता
Using
है,
their smokes on that
फिर
site
तो
as
जीरो
well,
पिंग है,
just fantastic
पिंग का
stuff.
कोई लेना देना नहीं।
Well, when you have someone like Zekken as your entry, even if there's one man there, you're not going to have too many problems.
ऑफलाइन नहीं होगा, ऑनलाइन ही होगा ये, मतलब जीरो पिंग नहीं होता।
And well, what looks like a very peculiar buy, mainly because of the saved weaponry.
पता नहीं, इतना मेरे को पता नहीं, सर्च करना पड़ेगा ये।
Slight bit of hope based on the ults for Gen G, but not much more.
हो भी सकता है मेरे हिसाब से, मेरे को इतना इन्फो नहीं है।
A lot of early pressure from Gen G around A. It's not in
पूछना
one
पड़ेगा
thing
किसी
thrown
से,
out. It's what they're
मैडी आता है, मैडी से
preparing to
पूछो, उसको
throw.
बताओ भाई,
Four players
मेरे को इतना
towards the
पता
angle.
नहीं।
First drop the snake bite deep, but a little late.
वाह भाई,
Good for one. And damage done. It's still recoverable.
ये सीरीज ऑफलाइन,
That makes it a little harder.
ऑफलाइन
Munchkin down.
तक सभी
We know
की
Karen
पिंग
around this angle.
सिर्फ
There's not too much that we can
अगर लैन हो तो लैन में तो जीरो ही आता है, अगर ऑफलाइन चल रहा है तो।
kills that have already halfway started. Odin retrieve for Karen, but
इनका लैग हो नहीं सकता क्योंकि इनका सिस्टम भी ऑलमोस्ट काफ़ी अच्छे होते हैं, नेट भी एकदम ऑलमोस्ट टॉप नॉच इंटरनेट है। और क्या बोलते हैं, पिंग का तो कुछ लेना देना नहीं, एमएस को कोई लेना देना नहीं।
And Karen's managed to get a kill as well. He peeked stairs and now he's
RTX
up top
4090
suppressing fire.
लेटेस्ट वाले, हाँ लेटेस्ट वाला चल रहा है, लेटेस्ट वाला प्रोसेसर होगा, लेटेस्ट क्या बोलती है ग्राफिक कार्ड होगा, और जो DDR5 की रैम भी हो सकती है, जो लेटेस्ट है ये।
doesn't know where these players are. They could have snuck away to anywhere. It could cost him a lot of time on the way back through, but it seems he's relatively confident that they'll play towards the site inside that.
भाई ये सही अल्ट है भाई, देखो
here and now. They have to open
अल्ट एंड लॉकडाउन भाई, डोर खोला नहीं,
He catches John QT on the other side of the wall. Zelsis is standing and
नहीं,
a sensational clutch.
Meteor ने ले लिया रे। I played on all low settings and you, मैं भी low setting में ही था।
A 2v4. Both of them had pistols, Tom. And they managed to recover an Odin that somehow does some work, but
क्या बोलते हैं, जो PvP टाइप गेम्स होते हैं उनको हमेशा लो सेंसिटिव करना चाहिए, बेस्ट होता है, बिल्कुल लो सेटिंग PvP गेम, चाहे तुम्हारा कितना अच्छा सिस्टम भी हो।
The 1v2 while his teammates rotating. So I am not surprised that he was confident in the 1v2 because he's been doing it all the way through the tournament. To use his lockdown there to force them out, he's wasted their Viper's Pit, but more importantly, he's put them on the board when they shouldn't have been there. A big clutch coming out of Meteor.
तुम्हारे ग्राफिक का इतना लोड नहीं रहता, लैग नहीं होता, स्मूथ चलता है।
Almost just baiting the fact that there's someone here, but he's so clean with it. First kill goes through, instantly retreats.
ये गेमर्स इनका नहीं चल रहा, ये स्पेक्टेटर है।
Prefacing to land those last bullets will be a difficulty. Even the shot just here whizzing past ahead. Sentinels.
उनका सिस्टम के रिक्वायरमेंट भी इतनी हाई है, लो करे हाई करे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, 1% का भी फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा।
Maybe they can posture a fake. Not really though, considering Meteor's utility in play. They'll have a lot of information and content to play a little further back than the C side. Reveal goes up and over.
के तो आए होंगे,
There's still someone on
क्वारंटाइन को अपनी गेम की क्वालिटी दिखानी है,
on this B side. Wall up.
और लैंड में हाई पे ही खेलते होंगे, जितने अच्छे सिस्टम प्रोवाइड किए जाते हैं उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता।
Still stacked up, and look who's rotated into position, Tom. Textures here with the operator.
That's the thing, they use some util to try and destroy.
भाई मैं चाहता हूँ नाइट मोड विद लाइटिंग, मजा आएगा।
He might be going in this direction, but the fact is Munchkin has sat around. There's still a showstopper available here for Texture. He might be able to deny them, but he goes through. Takes a risk and is caught by Zelsis. Karen's still in position. 15 seconds left. It's getting late on the clock. The timer ticking. He's waiting for someone to go for the ball. They've done it right in front of him. Not hit him. And because of that, he's able to drop two. Surely it's too far gone. Karen takes this round into his own hands. And Sentinels, they've been flabbergasted, flustered again by just one man on the site.
This is becoming a recurring trend for this squad.
गलत जगह प्लान करने गया ना.
With texture on the back of
3v3.
This time it's a little worse, Tom, because they hadn't thread the needle. They hadn't heard two players around this area. They thought that off on the angle was the only element to this defense, and maybe part of that is the texture ran through the orb. Like he would only do that surely in their mind if the A side, if he's the last bastion of defense, but no, he wasn't. An unbelievable round and one that's gutting if you're a Sentinels fan.
Oh, for sure. Like the last 2 rounds probably should have been theirs, or at least got close. One of them taken by Meteor now, but they're not stopping. Great start to the round. Zekin been unstoppable. The showstopper in his hands, and he's just not stopping. The youngster's had enough. He's in the conversation for best player in the world right now, and you've just witnessed why.
Well, that connection's got to leave it to a save for Gen G. You can see on A and
लॉन्ग का प्लान दिया, सारे लॉन्ग पे चले गए.
much movement.
2 सेव कर रहे हैं, के पास ऑपरेटर है, वो सेव करेगा. वाइपर भी मेरे साथ सेव ही करेगा, क्योंकि हाँ पैसे नहीं है. वाइपर पैसे नहीं, वाइपर सेव करेगा.
They have that heartbeat up, but this entry was just too much to handle. The fact that the players are already tagged up, caught, I believe, by a reveal on the way through, and then blasted with a showstopper, left to no HP, and you got a quick draw on that stinger to finish them off.
वाइपर मारा, उसके बाद सेकंड राउंड में बाय करने को कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. टेक्सचर मारा, ऑपरेटर चली जाएगी. सेकंड राउंड में भी उसका होगा नहीं इतना पैसा कि वो बाय कर सके. तो इसमें तुम्हें अपने इकोनॉमी भी देखनी पड़ती है. इकोनॉमी भी इम्पोर्टेंट है तुम्हारी.
We've seen his lurks throughout this, but also just, again, the reveals. Just putting into play Zekin, because he gets that showstopper kill, he might not know there's a second player 100%. Right behind it. But instead, it's just a freebie. Yeah. And that's what this man brings. That's why he's had that sort of big move away from the Brazilian team of Loud. And why he was a hot, sought-after property. Like this, though, Gen G instantly looking for a response. 4 players looking to pressure onto A again. They put some real value in Meteor being solo, and he's gone up this time.
सेव रन होता है.
Changing around, who's pulling that all about?
तो जरूरी थोड़ी है सेव राउंड ही करना. अपने गन बचाओ.
On this side of the map, only now having a player come towards him. Munchkin that's around. Not even, previously we've seen Lakia. This is where he'd throw over a haunt and figure out if there's someone in the area.
तुम्हें राउंड जीतने हैं, तो डजंट मैटर तुम कैसे जीत रहे हो. एक राउंड देख के तुम सेकंड राउंड में तुम्हारा वैंडल है तो तुम्हारे चांसेस ज्यादा होते हैं जीतने के. अदरवाइज अगर तुम्हारे पास वो है, क्या बोलते हैं, अगर तुम सेव राउंड खेल रहे हो तो बहुत कम चांसेस होते हैं कि तुम जीत पाओ. कैसे बच गया वो, लेकिन अल्टी से बच गया उसकी. नहीं, भाई क्राउच नाइस किया, क्या उड़ाओ.
But John QT's got 2 more opponents to take down.
फेड बी पे है, वाइपर इधर है. प्लान करते हैं. गलती से वैंडल गया तो थर्ड राउंड बेकार. ऐसा नहीं होता. थर्ड राउंड नहीं, मतलब फर्स्ट सेकंड, मतलब तुम्हें पैसे बचाने इकोनॉमी ध्यान दो. अगर तुम्हारी पूरी टीम पे वैंडल है, देखो भाई वैंडल थी तो जीत गई है. अगर ये सेफ राउंड करते तो चांसेस होते ये हार जाते.
Before he even saw anyone, he got dinked through the smoke and then just wipes out half the team before eventually, I think, going down to a snake bite. What a fantastic round. And again, another huge individual step up on the side of
Genji save नहीं करती
so many ridiculous hero rounds. Keeping things level.
टक्कर का मैप है और टक्कर भाई क्या गया है भाई दोनों का वो स्कैन.
And yet, he's still going to give up that operator to Texture.
That's a good teammate right there. This door, it's going to give him an angle. You're not often going to be too scared about it not being posted on it, but no one reveals themselves.
टक्कर दे रही है Genji.
There's 5 players here. They don't want to give it away and have the rotations of Gen G come through.
वाइपर की वॉल गई.
Instead, they're going to wait, but Anyone pokes their
इसमें आज
little
पता
nose
चला
out before that smoke is up. In fact, the smoke is for stairs.
कि वाइपर भी अच्छा
Still
खेल
good
सकते
on
हैं
the angle, but he doesn't find the shot. He's going back for more. He's sticking around and he's caught his shot.
फक भाई एक शॉट निकाला डबल सैचर करके बैक
Being chased by the boombot, but he's able to post once more, and the door control remains in the hands of Genji. There's no threat from his left-hand side. This man only has one direction to look at, and Sentinels realize there's no way through. There's no space for them to capitalize on. Instead, they'll break the door. At
भाई ये
least that's the
टूटा
idea. But Meteor's waiting for
चांसेस है
that
दोनों
too.
से
Oh,
कोई
in
एक
fact, that
जाएगा
was Lakia breaking the door.
Yeah, I think he's almost trying to
देखो
get
ट्रे के अंदर से भी तुम स्पैम कर सकते हो
to make a play through the door.
30 seconds left.
Still,
देखो
Sentinels sit, waiting for someone to make an error, someone to make a mistake. They've still got utility. The Nightfall previously used by Lakia delayed them a
वॉल
massive
बैंक
amount.
ओपी वही ना वॉल बैंक पड़ता है हम यूज करते नहीं है करना चाहिए
Not finding any gap, any way into this round.
10 seconds left.
It is going to be
मरेगा नहीं कम से कम
another on the board.
टैग तो पड़ेगा लो तो होगा
Any of these extra weapons, because they do not want to allow Sentinels to get away.
सेव नहीं करेंगे वो नहीं करेंगे प्लांट नहीं करेंगे जाने देंगे
Well, they haven't pushed the door, so it's only the one player hunting. Meteor, it's not going to land. Not this time. So a few weapons saved.
इसे केजे को निकाल के भाई डबल सैचर करके पीछे गया भाई यहाँ पे ओमन को लिया ब्लाइंड में
It's pulling their crosshairs off the angle, and I think they just weren't expecting this man to be
सेंटिनल
as
का हुआ
unhinged
गया
as he is.
He did it almost off the rip of the Nightfall. So that's where all of your opponents get instantly taken down to
Time out.
like half HP. They also don't have any of the sound as well. That's the main thing. It's the they're obviously not going to be expecting someone to just run through an insta peek, and they're also focusing on trying to reclaim tree control. Definitely risky, no doubt about it. But that has been what Texture has been doing. He's been disruptive. And now Sentinels
4-5 टक्कर का मैच चल रहा है सेकंड राउंड
well, sorry, of the last 5 rounds, 4 have gone the way of Gen G. They're starting to get themselves back into control. And from what we've seen from them, they definitely feel more comfortable on the attack, which is a very scary prospect for Sentinels, who, sure, there's no doubt they can do it on the defensive side, but you look at their victories versus Heretics, you had a 9-1 over on that attack side, 10-2 versus Loud the last time they played, 9-3 versus 100 Thieves. They've always been solid on this attack, and right now they are being challenged.
Well, after split, you know, it can't be a nice feeling for this squad. One of the bigger tests that they've faced from a team that I think the community has been favoring Sentinels for sure, but we even heard it from the desk. You know, they're the favorite team, but it's not an upset necessarily if Gen G win. Like, this is pinned to be a close game and one that Gen G have chances in. Or maybe it's better to say not the most incredible upset we've ever seen. It's going to be marginal. But from what we've seen, they look like the better team so far.
अच्छा गार्डियन खेल रहा है
Have to be challenged by Texture's aggression once more, but this time they're ready. Seconds caught him.
Nice
And Lakia, well, he's left in a bit of an awkward position. Stay around there aggressive? No, it's time to fall back. It's a good thing too.
But that's the thing. I think Sentinels are starting to learn that there's never really just been one player. There's always been a second layer to this B push, especially like the last time out we saw.
एक बहुत रेयरली गन चेंज करता है पता है राउंड के अंदर बहुत रेयरली गन चेंज करते हैं
The operator hanging out in the wall.
देखो हम होते हैं हम ऑपरेटर लेके निकलते
At least for now. Still plenty of time though, and you can see space being taken across the map for Sentinels. Again, they love selling this ruse towards the A site, using this time John QT because of the fact that Sassy has his ult again. Not going to be used to fake it as he instantly catches both players. Karen though has already made it into the corner. They've got to be careful of this. He's done this.
आगे एंटर अरे इसको ले ले मगर बेट कर लिया निकाल दिया मैच कोई ओडिन क्यों नहीं कर रहा वो अपने टाइम से करते हैं ऐसे थोड़ी कर लेंगे जब मन किया कोई चीज होती होगी ओडिन करने की हाँ मीडिया ले गया भाई
he wants to just contain him, make sure he can't cross out to main. And now he might have. Be in the back of his line. They're split on the angle.
ले लेगा ज़ैकी ले ले ज़ैकी ले लिया ज़ैकी ने ज़ैकी ने ले लिया सैसी सॉरी सैसी राउंड निकाल लिया रे टेंस के 4 किल वाह भाई
AA is having a worldly of a game. Being able to take this much space, they even knew he must have been around this angle. Even putting in And Snakebite just moments later, split second later, to stop him from being able to do that. But luckily, they have this man, my bald brother, Sassy, to be able to clutch things out. We've credited him when it comes to his utility usage throughout the game, but he also has the clutch in his locker. Again, though, this control instantly fought for by Gen.G. They are never sat back. They are never comfortable just giving up map control. And while this is a bold position.
भाई ऑपरेटर पे आ गया पैसा बहुत है उनके पास
before, Tom, but you know, usually from a little bit further back.
Yeah, just he does have the short range weapon of the op, so you know.
That's true.
हमेशा कंट्रोलर नहीं बनना चाहिए स्टार्टिंग में मत करना भाई क्या हो
This
गया
might be a surprise for Sassy. Snakebite up and over. That's probably for Rubble.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's a bit more aggressive than you anticipated, my friends.
It's got to be infuriating. Why would he be that far? He's going back. He's not shying away. That's the thing. He's gone right back to the same spot again, confident that he'll hit the shot. Obviously, his teams have also sort of stacked it up over on the C side.
Nice.
Utility being broken.
Bot को down किया.
Still a chance, but just look, 2 players already. And he just goes through. He spots the majority. They're not. Oh,
man लगी.
Thought that he might have flicked away. Karen's still here though. But he'll
Nice.
trade it out and back again.
Hello.
Leaving it all onto Zekken. 25 seconds left.
1v2 वापस से.
Lakia not wanting to overextend. They've pinged exactly where he is, and Zekken's gonna go hunting. Gonna try and take this man down
Nice.
and do exactly that.
एक इसके पीछे कोई info नहीं इसको.
Got a flank coming in from Texture, but already he'll make the realization that this is gonna be a push towards the B site. He's actually gonna go running in. That's the thing. Texture instantly puts the nade. He has to try and stick this, but even goes down to just 25 HP.
25 HP
still
रे.
standing, still holding on.
ओ कोई info नहीं इसको. Diffuse हो रहा है.
Already gets it to half. Looks to try and bait him in. He's got so much time to play with that he has to go back!
It's
It's a back-to-back Red Bull clutch for Sen.
What an incredible play! That headshot. It's what it needed
क्या
to be.
shot मारा है भाई.
And he was going to be traded out by the bullet swinging back at him. And the idea here from
It
Zekken.
was a double check. I thought I saw him look away and I was like, there's no way, but...
That was a fool me once. Shame on you. You ain't getting away with it again. It was Karen, I think literally the round before. Certainly the last round that they went see. He was in that same corner, so of course they're going to check it. Great reactions to deliver. Gen.G. Well, they were all smiles.
बस Gen.G वालों की हरकतें देखो. बस Gen.G वालों की शक्लें देखो.
But they're only one round behind, and as we said, Sentinels usually have a very strong attack. So
Gen.G का time out आ गया.
to be in, even if it ends 7-5, and they've called a timeout here.
That's the thing. I feel like it's one thing losing a round to your own mistakes, your own misplays, or your opponent maybe just doing something that you didn't foresee. I don't really believe that Gen.G did anything wrong in those clutches. Like, you look, the last 2 1v2s, you're sat there going, okay.
अगर वो diffuse कर देता, हो जाता. कोई call नहीं की थी उसको.
The next one, Lakia falls back so that his teammate can rotate.
वो क्या बोलती हैं जो नेट के साउंड की वजह से प्लांट की साउंड वो हो गई थी साइलेंट हो गई थी तो उसने टीप हो जाता डिफ्यूज ऑनेस्टली हो जाता डिफ्यूज
Those are 2 rounds where Gen.G are looking and going, well, there's not really an adaptation there. We played the round correctly. Sentinels were just better with those individual plays.
And sometimes that's all it is, man. Like there are rounds where your opponent just goes off.
भाई Red Bull गेमिंग में देता है भाई देखो Red Bull स्पॉन्सर कर देता है गेम में 10 आगे अंदर टैग ने साइड ले ली हेलो what the
and Sentinels in this last round on their attack side find themselves in a disadvantage due to a scrappy early A fight. Oh no. Oh, the timing is perfect.
Bye 2v4. 2v3.
From John QT though. They needed something extra. They needed to bring that back to at least within contention. And with the way the last few rounds have gone, wouldn't be surprised to see the clutch. Also, a plant for John QT will get him his ult online. You can see though, Meteor is already
Meteor का sound नहीं आया शायद से.
Viper's Pit is great, but it's not going to be that impactful if your opponent has a lockdown.
Nice.
Especially on this side, Tom, you can very easily box them in, and the only way out is it's a long
road. Retake खेल रहे हैं.
Probably not getting back in.
Retake खेलेंगे.
There it is. Ultimate ready. You hear the voice line called. John QT probably wants to use this a little closer so very aggressively used. Immediately look at Genji's adaptation. They come pushing in towards the spawn angle, but that's where Sassy's waiting, and the orbs
Saki ne sexy ball. Nice.
He can even get out of here.
Nice.
Drop it to take
Nice.
together. Destroy the lockdown as well. Clinical play from Sentinels, leaving Karen to do it all. And he does
Easy भाई.
Sentinels have earned their
भाई सही टाइम पे उसने वॉल किया वाइपर ने अपना और
Not a bad score line, but their defense is going to be tested.
सही टाइम पे चीज किया भाई उसकी वजह से बच गया पता है सैकी कॉइन फनी बस उसको इन्फो जब गया तब ले लिया भाई
That is honestly a Jung QT masterclass in repositioning.
भाई ये आता है स्मोकर अगर तुम्हारे पास कंट्रोलर बहुत प्यारा खेलता है तुम्हारा क्या किया उसने पहले स्मोक ऑन किया अपना ठीक है जो वाइपर का ऑफ होता है ना जब अल्ट की ना तब वो सैकी था ना सैकी गया पीछे की तरफ जहाँ से एंट्री होती है टेंस की मम्मी ये टेंस की मम्मी है और टेंस के अंकल भी हैं यार बिली मतलब जो उसका ऑफ होता है ना और होता है ना ऑफ उसने पीछे डाला पहले अल्ट की ऑफ डाला हुआ था सैकी गया पीछे उसी टाइम उसने ऑफ ऑन किया अपना वाइपर का जो स्मोक होता है वो ऑन किया जिसकी वजह से सैकी बच गया नहीं तो उसका 1v2 हो जाता मगर सैकी डाउन होना ही था मगर उस ऑफ की वजह से बच गया वो और उसने उसको ले लिया चलते रेस को लिया फिर ऑफ जैसे डाउन हुआ वाइपर तो आ गया था तो उसने केजी को भी ले लिया
Told me a little secret. What is your rank, sir?
जल्दी कर देता हूँ अमेरिकन है
Whoa! Let's give a round of applause for that. Now, of course, you know it's massive that you get to see your son here. You go to another corner of the globe, and you have fans all over just applauding his name. How does that make you feel?
It's very heartwarming. It's like
don't make me cry.
No, amazing. I'm so proud, Tyson. Oh my God. So proud.
Speechless. We love him. We definitely do. Now, let's hear the both of you. Can you give a massive shout out to Sentinels and to Tyson playing up there right now?
Let's go, Sentinels. You guys are amazing. Let's go. You got this. We love you, Tyson.
Let's go, Tyson. Let's go, Sentinels.
Let's get back into the game.
सेंटिनल भाई जीतनी चाहिए बस सेंटिनल भाई ऐसे नहीं भाई
Tom, you told me let's do that when it comes back.
I've heard a lot of people heckin' love that guy, so you know.
But not you. Okay, fair enough. 7-5. Sentinel's doing pretty well at this stage of the game.
Sentinel ले सकती है.
Very strong attack, and sure there were some stumbles. Now let's see if they can get off.
पता है waterfall से यहाँ तक flash भी आता है मेन पे. I don't think so. Playing video games on computer makes him proud. So makes him proud on hit, but there are real life gamers that takes more skills. Yeah, जैसे cricket for example. Esports को as a career ले रहे हैं वास्तव फॉरेन में तो पहले से ले चुके हैं स्पोर्ट्स एज ए करियर इंडिया में आस्ता ले रहे हैं स्ट्रीमिंग भी एज ए करियर ले रहे हैं फॉरेन में इंडिया में भी आस्ता लोग ले रहे हैं एक निकाला भाई क्या स्पेस है वॉल के अंदर
that corner as well. It's a beautiful crossfire if they do emerge onto the site. Deep smoke stopping for any C aggression. Turret watching the push up on the other side. 2 players on C as well. Sentinels have no worries on that side of the map or B.
No, depend करता है पता है क्या होता है.
They've lost robo control. They've seen players here and they're making a
reality में तुम्हें यूज करना होता है माइंड एंड तुम्हारी फिजिक मतलब एक तरीका होता है खेलने का क्रिकेट वगैरह ठीक है उसमें भी मेहनत उतनी ही लगती है और इसमें भी मेहनत उतनी ही लगती है दोनों की मेहनत सेम है दोनों डिफरेंट है मतलब इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा दिमाग लगता है वीडियो गेम्स में माइंड सेट तुम्हारा एकदम काम होने चाहिए तुम शांत होने चाहिए एम प्रॉपर होना चाहिए
There's a moment for someone to step up. It always seems to happen.
अबाउट द क्रिकेट में तुम वो भी एक अच्छी गेम है मगर दोनों डिफरेंट वो आ गए ना जोनर आ गया बहुत वो फिजिकल आ गया या मेंटली आ गया मगर रियलिटी तो ये है इसमें ज़्यादा पैसा है ई स्पोर्ट्स गेमिंग में ज़्यादा पैसा है कंपैरिजन टू नॉर्मल गेम्स में फिर भी इट्स नॉट हार्ड कंपेयर टू अदर स्पोर्ट्स गेम जैसे ग्रीम होता है ग्रीमी गेम्स जिसमें फुल बॉडी चैलेंज डिपेंड करता है जोनरा डिफरेंट है ना यार तू कंपेयर नहीं कर सकते तुम दोनों का जोनरा अलग है ये आ गया कंप्यूटर गेम्स आ गया और वो अलग गेम्स आ गई दोनों बहुत अलग है तुम कंपेयर कर ही नहीं सकते कंपेयर करना मतलब बेवकूफ़ी रियलिटी जो मैं बता रहा हूँ सही मेहनत दोनों में लगती है दोनों में प्रैक्टिस लगती है दोनों में दिमाग लगता है दोनों में तुम्हारी मेंटल हेल्थ अच्छी होनी चाहिए फिजिक्स को तो छोड़ दो बात हुआ
especially with the economy kind of low for the attacking side. Texture, there's one already. Now just one from the showstopper with most of his HP still intact. Genji,
क्या?
They haven't gotten away with it scot-free. Karen's been lost. Roman on each side.
भाई अगर तुम इंटरनेशनल जा रहे हो तो प्राउड फीलिंग है जैसे वो होता है क्रिकेट्स का वो होता है क्या बोलते हैं वर्ल्ड कप होता है अगर इंडिया जीत गई तो बहुत प्राउड है इंडिया इधर भी वही है सेम ही सीन है अगर सेंट्रल जीत गई वीसीटी तो इनके लिए प्राउड है अमेरिकन मतलब गेमिंग में आगे ये अपने कंट्री के लिए खेल रहे हैं अपने लिए नहीं खेल रहे इनमें से दोनों से कोई एक ही टीम जाएगी अमेरिकन में से या दोनों भी जा सकती है मगर एक भी जा सकती है कोई पता नहीं they are making money for themselves वो तो क्रिकेट भी अपने लिए बना रहे हैं ये तो करियर है इनका कितनी मेहनत कितने साल मेहनत की होगी इन्होंने मतलब दोनों गेम्स में मेहनत लगती है फिजिकल मतलब स्पोर्ट्स आउटडोर स्पोर्ट्स हो या कंप्यूटर इंडोर स्पोर्ट्स मतलब वीडियो गेम्स हो मेहनत दोनों में लगती है
that's on site already. One thrown through to delay even further. 10 seconds. Time to get that plant through. It's got to be safe in the corner. Got to wait a little longer after the nano runs the clock down, and that is a very tight plant. I think he's just about got it, but no spray coming through on the other side. That was 0.1 or 0.2 of a second by my read, but just about close enough to allow it to come through. But with texture down, the numbers thin even further on the attacking side. Now the defenders, I suppose, of this side, one found by Lakia. Meteor needs some impact with this, and he'll find it.
Hello, bhai.
1 against 2, the nade hunting him down.
Down. Sentinel हो गए 7-7.
Found for Sentinels. Genji made a good attempt at this one.
Yeah, definitely made it a little bit more costly, but they did have a fair amount of rifles.
फॉरेन में ये भी एक तरह का स्पोर्ट ही है मगर इंडिया में इसको मानते नहीं है नॉर्मल ऐसे ही बोलते हैं मगर ये काफ़ी बड़ी वो होती है रे इंडिया से बाहर ये एक बहुत बड़ी वो है कंपनी है मतलब एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है गेमिंग की काफ़ी बड़ी
meant that they were able to find a lot of these kills before things really got too dangerous. And now we mentioned the showstopper. Texture used his in the last round.
इंडिया में गेम का नाम लेते ही लोग आते हैं पुराने अब नहीं
The lead only ever summed up by a round or two. It's never safe, it's never secure, nor are these
अभी
players
पीछे है इंडिया काफ़ी पीछे है कंपैरिजन टू स्पोर्ट्स के मुकाबले में इंडिया काफ़ी पीछे है बहुत ज़्यादा पीछे कंपैरिजन टू स्किल्स एंड गेमिंग कम्युनिटी एज ए गेमिंग कंपनी और स्किल्स के ना बहुत पीछे है इंडिया क्योंकि अगर जैसे ये खेल रहे हैं ना वैसे इंडिया के अंदर बहुत कम टीम है जो ऐसा खेलती है इंडिया में
all of that extra killjoy utility, so they can't really afford to
मजबूरी ज़्यादा चलती है मजबूरी ज़्यादा चलती है क्या
walking into the lion's den. Zelsis with his utility, but also with his Odin at the back. Hasn't been revealed. He's sat
मजबूरी
patiently
होता है
waiting for this
मजदूरी या
guy, and he's going to win the fight again.
मजबूरी
Even look at the spam through. He's done a lot of damage to Karen, but he's just buying time for the rotation. You don't really see plays like this every single day. Sat at the back with the Odin in hand. He's just going to hold the sun on his own.
सैंडल लेकर और लगे आगे उड़ी
4K comes out for the side of Sentinels and a solo hold of that C site.
I've never seen anyone do that before. I've never seen it. Just hip fire in the Odin. Every part of that was so beautiful as well.
क्योंकि हमारे इधर मानते हैं कि नौकरी करो बस
Then that they're going to swing him. He swings
नौकरी
wide
करो
and
नौकरी करो नौकरी करो नौकरी करो यही बोलते रहते हैं नौकरी करो नौकरी करो नौकरी
This is good. The swing here, it perfectly offsets where Karen was looking to pre-fire on. Like,
दिमाग यूज नहीं करते ना
read that any better. What an unbelievable play to actually deliver sprays like that, hip firing when you're just beginning it. You have a lower rate of fire. Unbelievable. I'm going to dream about that tonight.
मगर जो हमारी जनरेशन है जो हमारे बाद वाली जनरेशन आ रही है ना उनको स्पोर्ट्स के बारे में पता होगा जो हमारे बाद आ रही है जनरेशन हमारी जनरेशन होगी जो हमारे बाद की जनरेशन है वो स्पोर्ट्स में काम करेगी मतलब जाएगी उसमें उनके लिए काफी ज्यादा ऑप्शन है
He's had his moments in this game, but most of it has been with an operator in his hand. Once again.
देखो जॉब का मेरा कोई ही नहीं है ई स्पोर्ट्स का मेरा इतना अच्छा एम नहीं है कि मैं स्पोर्ट्स के लिए जा सकूं एज ए कंटेंट क्रिएटर सोचा है एज ए कंटेंट क्रिएटर हो गया एज ए टूर्नामेंट मैनेजमेंट में हो गया ये दो चीज़ें क्योंकि अभी हमारा एक टूर्नामेंट भी हम मैं करवाता था पहले टूर्नामेंट अब भी करवाना है थोड़ा वेटिंग कर रहा हूँ किसी चीज़ के लिए रुका हूँ तो कंटेंट क्रिएटर ठीक है यूट्यूब एज ए हॉबी करता हूँ एज ए हॉबी टू ये क्या बोलते हैं प्रोफेशनल बन जाए तो ठीक है नहीं बने तो क्या हुआ दूसरे काम से तो काम चल रहा है ना
Genji, few pistols, but as we said, you know, it was nothing but MasterCard thrifties starting off that first map. No reason we can't return to it now. Meteor's flanks have been caught again and again. This time it's Sassy to find him, and with 13 seconds left, they need to make a move onto the site.
जॉब मेरे लिए नहीं है मेरे लिए बनी नहीं है जॉब जो रियलिटी है
but not booping him fully off. Just about far enough away that he can continue planting. Karen falls. Pistol standing, Guardian spotted and dropped, and it's cleaned up nicely by Sentinels. It's only Munchkin left, and he can't even get near that spike to stop the defuse.
Oh, fuck.
That's where the hope of the round ends.
Yeah, in the end, he almost has to go down.
हाँ हॉबी एज ए हॉबी सुबह में काम कर लेता हूँ फिर उसका टाइम फ्री रहता है तो मैं एज ए हॉबी यूज़ कर लेता हूँ फ्री बैठने से कोई काम कर कोई शोर मच रहा
They have got the crowd support. It definitely seems like they are the favorites, even if they're on a different continent from where they're normally playing. Sentinels have won the hearts of many, and now will have a comfortable lead. Even still, though, they're going to be put under pressure. An immediate push here as they take
fast, man. काउंटर फ्लैश बेस्ट कोशिश करो काउंटर फ्लैश ये भी सही है योरू का फ्लैश नहीं होता रे ब्लाइंड के अंदर मैंने देखा है
That can counteract the Viper's Pit as we've seen before, but the potential to play aggressively on the back of Lakia's could cancel it out.
Jingle pick दे रहा है
Sentinels previously. Tens on the other side of this.
तीनों पुश करेंगे भाई
QT covering the cross.
Oh, निकल टेंस टेंस किया
A shrouded step that wasn't expected, and now the Nightfall gone all the way through. John QT 13 HP, but he fades into the corner, and now he'll be able to get his health back online. Even notices the Nano Swarm chasing him down. Snake bite now landed right on him. He's jumping forward. Oh my God!
मर गया
भाई. The alarm bot Sassy almost had it, but he's caught. Zelsis
nice.
In on the Odin. Picking up one.
Operate.
He's got his lockdown in prime position. Another swing, and a player spotted. Only one to root out of that Viper's Pit. And Munchkin's already given up the angle, essentially. They're running for the hills as Zelsa steps forward.
Nice.
He'll catch Lakia, setting them up to close this out.
निकाल दिया करो बहुत प्यारा
It's Zelsa's round as 11 goes on the board for Sentinels. They're close to a map 3.
We've said it throughout this tournament. We've seen a lot of teams lose their own map pick. We've seen a lot of teams fight back. mentioned it as well that throughout their last
मेरे को
9
दो गन
series,
स्किन्स बहुत अच्छी लगती है, क्या बोलते हैं, मेज पंक और 3 सॉरी मेज पंक और ओडिन और एक और है रे जो साइफर की आई थी। अब इस मैच के बाद क्या होगा, अगर इसमें सेंटिनल जीती तो एक और लास्ट राउंड होगा, ठीक है, एक और सेंटिनल वर्सेस जेंजी होगा, ठीक है, वो होगा लास्ट मैच, जिस उसमें जो जीता वो जाएगा आगे, तो अगला जाएगा क्या बोलते हैं बॉटम, मतलब नीचे लो रैंक कुछ होता है रे, मेरे को याद नहीं आ रहा नाम से, इसे वर्ड नहीं मिल रहा उसके लिए, मतलब दूसरी टीम से कम्पीट करेगा जो क्या बोलते हैं उसमें से हारेगी। कितनी देर और चलेगा डिपेंड करता है, देख पहला मैच होता है स्टार्ट 8:32 8:30 पे स्टार्ट होता है, दूसरा होता है 11:30 पे, मतलब 2 बजे तक तो चलता है। अगर जल्दी खत्म हो गया तो जल्दी खत्म हो जाता है, मतलब 1 बजे तक तो मैच खत्म हो जाता है अगर जल्दी राउंड जीते, अदरवाइज तो 2 तो बज ही जाते हैं, 2 या 2:30 तक तो निकल ही जाता है।
Always a great advantage to have, but mainly they get a day off. They can prepare, they can scrim, they can relax, get up late, whatever they want.
इतना देर में क्रिकेट खत्म हो जाता है, ये खत्म नहीं होते ना, पता है कितना करोड़ मिलता है, पता है कितना करोड़ लगा हुआ है, मतलब ये ऑलमोस्ट कितना लगा होगा, मेरे हिसाब से 7-8 करोड़ तो लगा होगा, 7-8 से ज़्यादा ही लगा होगा जो विनिंग को मिलना है। और जो मैच देखते हैं, देखो ये मैच होने दो फिर देखते हैं वीसीटी का पूल प्लेस क्या है। सीआर में करते हैं इनका रेट, टोटल प्राइस, वही टोटल प्राइस देखता हूँ, ये वाला राउंड होने भी टोटल प्राइस देखता हूँ। सर्च मान ले वीसीटी टोटल प्राइस, वीसीटी 2024 टोटल प्राइस पूल, सीआर होगा, डॉलर्स में होता है इनका, सीआर तो होगा आराम से, इजीली सीआर होगा।
If he just commits to it, he could have so much value spraying through that wall. Look at the players creeping up towards the switch. Celsius doesn't know though. There's no information to play with just yet. He's waiting for his alarm bot to get contact. Now the door's open. He needs to run. He knows players are about to flood that part of the map, or that they might be. In fact, Gen G have changed their idea. The direction now brings them towards B. Smoke up and a good kill as Tens is caught out of position.
स्किन्स बहुत मिलेगी अच्छे से, इनको फ्री में मिलती है, इनके जो वैलोरेंट पॉइंट्स होते हैं ना, पता नहीं 2-0-0-0-0-0 पता नहीं कितने 0-0 में होते हैं, सेंटिनल जीत गई ये मैच, इनको वीसीटी वालों को फ्री में होता है, वो है गलत पड़ गया वीसीटी
had the utility available to play the retake on C if they needed to. So Zels's only play was to just get out of there. They had 4 players ready for the B site, and the second the Nightfall goes in, Zekin, he can spam his opponents. He can sense the blood in the water and gets himself a couple of headshots easily. 5 rounds in a row now.
It's around this.
And that's exactly what Gen G need on the other side to take us to overtime. It feels unlikely with how clean this has been for Sentinels. And already they're getting the early read. The spam Wolves gets the opener.
Oh, it's going to. Because after you spam that, you spam this wall, and Karen's right there. The bullets get very close.
Padi hai.
Zels's now back on the site, reloading as pressure's applied. The door is open, but all the while Texture is creeping his way towards the stairs. 2 players spotted, one up close, and even suspecting one near the switch. Celsius has a lot of information.
ये भी गलत पड़ गई, ये भी गलत पड़ गई।
Karen's in danger too. He was getting sprayed at. All the while, they're just hoping that on the side of Gen G, somebody on Sentinels will make a mistake.
जितना क्रिकेट का बजट नहीं होता उससे डबल इनका बजट होता है।
He's pushed all the way up, so he knows that they're not going back in this direction.
और अलग जो स्पॉन्सर्स अलग देते हैं वो अलग हो गया, और जो ये अलग दे रहे हैं क्या बोलते हैं उनको, जो काम करते हैं उनको अलग पेमेंट मिलती है। हाँ गलत टाइम पे चीज कर दी। कितना करोड़, रुक जा मैं बताता हूँ, ये मैच होने दे, लास्ट राउंड।
A lockdown available. The spam might actually just about get rid of it. It's still online at least for now. Surviving an extra second, and they haven't been able to put the pressure on. Tens has got another.
क्या फ्लिक था ये?
With one more, leaves it all on to Karen. He's on 1 HP, and
अब एक और राउंड हो गया इसके बाद। भाई क्या दिया है, मतलब किधर गया ये है ना। 1 10 100 1000 10,000 crore 10 crore। आई लो 10 करोड़ से भी ज्यादा है। ये कितना हो गया, कितने गिल है। 1 10 100 1000 10,000 crore 10 crore 10 crore क्या किया आता है। 14 crore 17,000 69,000 sorry 14 crore 17 lakh 69,500। 4 करोड़ 17 लाख 4 करोड़ 17 लाख 69,500। बहुत पैसा है। हाँ वही 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 बहुत पैसा, बहुत ज्यादा। ये 2024 का बजट है। टाइप ऑफ, हाँ ऑफलाइन ही हो रहा है, सॉरी हाँ ऑफलाइन। इनका स्किन्स एक्सपेंसिव है, स्किन्स तो उनको फ्री में मिलती है वीसीटी वालों को। तुम्हारे हमारे लिए एक्सपेंसिव है, इनके लिए फ्री है वीसीटी वालों के लिए। हाँ ऑफलाइन है ये, रॉयट गेम्स ऑर्गेनाइज। टोटल पे एवरेज बहुत पैसा कमाते हैं। स्ट्रीमिंग से अलग पैसा मिल रहा है। ये देख लाइव चल रहा है लाउड और सेंटिनल, ये कल हुआ था किसी का भी। ब्रैकेट देखें इंग्लिश, अभी स्टार्ट होगा थोड़ी देर में वीसीटी का। ये होता है इनका। अभी किधर गया वो, मास्टर्स है ना लाउड और सेंटिनल का। ये चल रहा है, ये अपर ब्रैकेट चल रहे हैं। लोअर ये है अपर ब्रैकेट, अपर ब्रैकेट में सेंटिनल जीती है। ये है लोअर ब्रैकेट, लोअर ब्रैकेट में जीतेगा वो आगे जाएगा। मतलब इसमें अगर सेंटिनल जीती, सेंटिनल से ऐसे ग्रैंड फिनाले जाएगी, मतलब आगे जाएगी मास्टर से आगे जो भी होता है। और इनमें से इन दोनों से जो हारेगी वो एक घर जाएगी टीम, और उसका मैच क्या बोलते हैं सेंटिनल या जंजी दोनों में से किसी एक में होगा लोअर ब्रैकेट में फाइनल्स। मतलब कल खत्म हो जाएगा, परसों होगा। परसों सेमीफाइनल ना, ग्रैंड फिनाले वही होगा परसों। प्रॉपर प्रैक्टिस देखेंगे। ट्वेंटी फोर को ग्रैंड फिनाले है, तब वो न्यू, हाँ 24 को ग्रैंड फिनाले। आज मास्टर्स कल मास्टर्स खत्म हो जाएंगे, जिसमें हाँ मास्टर्स खत्म हो जाएंगे, मास्टर्स के बाद है ग्रैंड फिनाले। तो जिस दिन ग्रैंड फिनाले स्टार्ट होगा उस दिन होगा एजेंट का रिवील। यार सेकंड, ये देख ये प्लेऑफ्स के ब्रैकेट्स थे, ठीक है। ये चल रहे थे ब्रैकेट्स जिसमें लाउड और ये इवल जिनिंग, ये है मास्टर्स के, है मास्टर्स के, ये है मास्टर्स के। बहुत अलग है ये।
Second half, John QT was putting on a masterclass with the defense. Lotus
Fuck you
calling something like
guys.
5 or 6 rounds in a row to win it there. They killed the lurker every round. Zelsis' Odin was holding A space every time, and the retakes were looking sublime.
I was gonna say, great call in. John QT just said Celsius, you know the Odin? Just spam. We were saying, like, the economy was so good, why not buy a second Odin and have someone behind you that is either, like, when you're not shooting, somebody else is shooting, or they can reload for you and you just keep going on those waves because it was stellar. Not only family of A also on C.
real quick, I went to the back to go talk to Sideshow for a minute. I was like, what Sentinels need to do? He's like, they need to shoot back.
They
and
did
I think
it.
Zelsus
They
was
did.
like, yes.
And honestly, there's not that really much of a chance of a refrag if they can't see you, you know?
Exactly.
It's also so easy to just be like Odin go Ver, but the way they use it strategically to punish the A pressure, to repush, the way that they call around it as well, you kind of make the joke of having another Odin behind, but they always had someone else ready to follow up off of it. It's another showcase.
Not like he needed
how good the fundamentals are for Sen.
Yeah, it truly was impressive there. Of course, so let's take a look at a Verizon high-speed moment of the match because we got to give some love to two players here, Sasi and Zekin. First, Sasi, for this brilliant player, I thought he was cooked at this point. Manages to whip that headshot there. Kukuka finds a second, and then Zekin, here you go.
I am loving this place because these are the kind of rounds that get you back into the game. Something that
बहुत गंदा मारते हैं ये
and just
पता है
based off on the score that we're seeing right now, Sentinels need it desperately.
Forza
But
कब
also,
खेलेगा
I wanted to point out that
Forza
even Kaplan, like as
Forza
we're talking
game
about this late into
Forza
the first
Horizon
half, being like,
डाउनलोड लगाऊंगा रात को जब हो जाएगा तब खेलेंगे क्योंकि यार नेट की स्पीड दिक्कत दे रहा है देखते हैं रात को लगाऊंगा क्या होता है रात को इंटरनेट अच्छा चल जाए तो सुबह तक हो जाएगा 104 GB की गेम है
4 clutches a game it feels like, but Sentinels can do it right back, showing us the
6 GB तो हो गई है देख लेते हैं
but also insane clutches for everyone on this team.
I couldn't agree more. But also, I mean, listen, I said it on Twitter. Zek is
जिस दिन डाउनलोड होगी उस दिन खेल लेंगे
best in the world. He is trying
अभी
his
कल
hardest
से
out
मेरी
here,
कल से
as I
परसों से मेरी
expected to, because this kid gives you
केडी कितनी है 0.9 की केडी है ठीक है इतना नहीं
Santissimo. That is
Santissimo, yes, Santissimo.
स्प्लिट में 0.9 की केडी और लोटस में 2.8 की केडी
It's unreal. Of course, you know, the stats based off on a 13-5 and what we just saw, of course, is going to speak volumes of it. But
मैं सबसे अगर रात को लाऊंगा सुबह तक हो जाएगा डाउनलोड
that he was reliable
तो मेरी कल है ड्राइविंग क्लासेस शुरू होने वाली है 20 दिन के लिए तो सुबह जाएंगे एक बजे स्ट्रीम कर सकते हैं कभी
First blood win rate. The guy was electric. I love especially the way in that first half, Sentinels was approaching the C site with the double dive between him and Tens. They're so good at getting those openers.
Wow. It's just another day in the office for that kid. It's just unbelievable.
He just turned 19, by the way. It was just like
Happy birthday.
Yeah, when I was 19, I was really trash at Halo. Meanwhile, this kid is out here probably on pace to maybe go to a final if they keep playing like this. But what happens here on Breeze, guys? Because last time we saw Sentinels play this, it was not the best for them. It was not here, and it was not the best for them.
Yeah, exactly. And we also have a Genji on the other side that decided to pick this map against an America squad and Loud and did not find the success. And then EDG picked it onto them and they were able to win that. But I feel like there were two very different matches. And it also relies on the compositions that we can expect from both these teams. Sentinels, or a very like more standard note. And then Mimi, all the craziness that we see coming out from Genji.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we saw Sentinels play this map was in the match that didn't matter against G2 when they had already clinched playoffs.
And they played Leviathan beforehand.
Sure,
and got
but
clapped
even
there
that was months ago by this point, and they
true.
had some time in between. They had a little bit of time to prep. They let it through the veto. I think they can expect that Genji would have wanted to go here, so I can't wait to see what Sen has prepared.
Yeah, exactly. And talking about those compositions, not only as you're saying on the side of Sentinels, have they prepared something? Are they going to change some things around? They're playing with the KO. We know that they can be comfortable with that, but also thinking about the composition from their opponents, that potentially having the Euro, having the Astra in this map is something that regionally you're not going to see anywhere.
That's true.
But it's going to be a third map here, and let's take a look at what comp Sentinels
Meteor
go
Euro
for.
खेल
It's
रहा
the
है
same thing as last
Tens का
time.
खेल
This
रहा है
map,
इसमें
I think it's honestly a 50-50. It can come down to the duels, performance on the deck.
Tens
But
क्यों
what we have
खेल
to
रहा है
focus on is what this would mean for either of these teams. Genji, in the organization's first international appearance that they qualified to, they have a chance to
0.0% win rate Breeze में
rookies on their squad, and for
40% win rate है इनका 2 टाइम खेल रहे हैं
so long awaited.
Genji has been able to turn these things around. Losing their pick is something that they are very familiar with in this event, but they always
attacking win rate 52.9%, defending 30.6%.
The winner of this match has a huge advantage in the grand finals. This last map could very well define the winner of Masters Madrid.
Sentinel 91% for
And the winner moves on to Sunday. I don't want to waste any more time. Let's send it back over to your casters to close this bad boy out. It's Mitch and Tom.
Thank you so much, Golden Boy, and our fantastic analyst desk. Just saw the results come in from the fan poll, Tom. And it looks like Sentinels are pretty heavily favored to win this.
Sentinels are winning a fan vote?
I
never could have seen that one coming.
I wonder if we can get the stats from the Korean stream. It might be a little bit different over there, but we'll see if that fan favor actually carries any weight. As we move on to Breeze, the final map in this series, the decider that sets Gen G on the defensive side. They stumbled on the last with big plays coming out of players like Zekin on the side of Sentinels. Let's see what the Sentinel side has up their sleeve on Breeze, because it's not like the other two maps we expected a lot from both teams. Here, it's hard to really gauge expectations.
Yeah, and a lot of what we've seen already, the victory that came out of this composition for Gen G was an 11-1 attack side, so we don't know what they've got on the defense. We'll have to wait and see. Zekin, though, already looking to take that initial space. Again, the utility from the initiators is sublime. Sets him up wonderfully. That shock dart has done so much damage.
double kill रहे हैं Genji.
I don't think he's got anything else to throw at them, but they are slowly making their move forward.
Here comes a recon, just came back online from Lackey. It was used at the start of the round.
No.
A little bit of space. Second down, and Texture emerging from the smoke gets caught. They know there's a player in the corner, and they'll look to isolate that fight up close. Munchkin does well to find another. The advantage stacked against Celsius, but the spike is down, and he knows it's not being diffused. Sometime bought, but 15 HP. One more bullet's all that's needed, and it should be only seconds away. With Lackey's third, Gen G find a first.
Yeah, exactly how you want to start off on that defensive side. I think the expectations will be there for both sides to have the success there, but that's the thing, though. You're kind of facing off against what was a bread and butter comp on this map before. What Gen G's running definitely has a little bit more spice to it on that attack side. That's the thing that I said. That shot dart was sublime. It almost killed off Zekin as well and ended the round. And seeing Lakia, as said, one of the players looking to get his redemption versus Sentinels from a long, long time ago. And we're talking about a ridiculous, what was it, 1,029 days since Sentinels sent New Turn to the lower bracket. Will they do it again?
Lower bracket जान नहीं चाहिए Sentinels.
Obviously for the side of Sentinels, they don't normally invest much into these rounds, and they haven't again. It's either all or nothing. They're not like a sheriff team. They're not like, let's put a little bit in.
Yeah, we saw that right last map. It was the full force and a lot of success found, but obviously don't put as much stock in being able to claim that space on this map. And you can understand why. Normally, though, it's on the back of Cypher comms that are really hard to break through if you actually play diving on towards one site. This time, Gen G have a lot of reactive utility. Meteor can always get towards that site. Got global util to support them with those stars. For now, Sentinels have claimed the space. They have got the plant down by the looks of things, and there's not a lot that Gen G had to push them out. Even the shock dart doesn't land. So a chance now for the
Meteor,
most of which are grouped up on the back of the site.
Munchkin, hello.
And it doesn't look like there's too much being found, but you gotta look at the HP bars. Meteor's down a little low, emerging from the smoke. Yeah, Zels is running into heavy traffic, but Lackey is down. Another opportunity for kills here on Zekin. Low HP on Meteor, but not a shot to hit. And John QT's last alive.
Nice.
2 kills. It's not terrible.
Yeah, they do a little bit of damage. They get a plant. They earn some extra credits. Weaponry is going to be picked up for Gen G, so again, it's not really the end of the world, but I don't think either side is going to be particularly unhappy, especially with how Gen G set up. That was basically working off the retake. Now those where things get that little bit more interesting. And, well, the plant, in some cases, will actually have made the difference of having full shields, having full utility, which, as we know, there is an outlaw on the other side, so that will actually make a difference.
Yes, absolutely. You know, the outlaw here, it's really drawing my eye how Gen G use it, but this is going to be the more conventional usage,
They're on
right?
defense, for starters.
Yeah, attack side split, you know, we're going to have a conversation about that. But here, so much value. The whole map is just long-range angles. You can do so much damage. As we see, Sentinels have got shields on everybody, the full 150. Those pistols, weaker weapon spams, could be able to take him down already. Texture's able to pick up John QT. Lackey on another Karen. Munchkin, everyone's got their bite of the pie. It's just Sassy left alone. I mean, this is not a round that I expected Gen G to win, but to dominate? There's barely been any damage done, Tom.
No, and they're already looking at their flank. They know that there's a very good chance, especially now that they're starting to clear out the positions behind, that he will be somewhere towards their spawn. Already pings on the map.
Save कर
It
रहा
might even just be a scenario where we're going to have to wait the full 50 seconds for Sassy to just try and hold on to the gun. But again, I want to shout out the utility being thrown in from Lakia. He's someone that I definitely don't think always gets his plaudits, has some rough games individually, but his dart basically gave a free kill over onto the side of Karen. Well,
30 seconds
it is
left.
just going to be Sassy holding on to the gun. All 5 players looking to survive. Upgrades as well. We were talking about them having, I think it was a Marshal, a Sheriff, an Outlaw. None of those weapons are in play anymore. It is just the rifles for Gen G. If you're talking about a great start to this map, it really doesn't get better than this.
No, that is a boost to their economy if ever I've seen one.
10 seconds
Free
left.
upgrades across the board, able to make it work with the weaker weapons. And you know, the funny thing is,
भाई
Viper
सारे
Wall
आगे
is so
मारने
useful. Viper Wall wasn't there. Viper Orb, same thing, not there. It's just straight up fights. Players spamming through the smoke, putting them low. Now they found Sassy after all that time.
After we've sat there for 50 plus seconds waiting for him to hold onto that guard, and Meteor just goes, no, right at the end. But that's just disgusting. Like, that's the thing. That's where you see actually just the usage coming out of Lakia, and then also just the denial. Like, it's having that second controller. Like, Karen's just been able to slow the push by putting that smoke into position. And there you go. You got the Gen G watch party over in Seoul as well. After what was probably a bleak 2023, it is paying dividends to be a fan of this team now.
Yeah.
Maybe even a few people might have jumped ship over, but we won't call them out.
kind of feel like you did call them out there, Tom. I'll be honest with you. That's I heard a bus coming. I saw you throw someone under it, but there's no evidence left behind. That's you know, for Gen G, got to be one of the most successful rebuilds we've ever seen in such a short turnaround as well. I mean, to be at this stage, to have challenged Sentinels on split, to move to 3-0 up, winning out a low buy round there on Breeze. We've never seen a Korean team look this scary, and we've heard about them. Hell, I talked a lot to Achilleos and Paperthin back in 2020, 2021, 2022. I'll even throw 2023 in there. But now, for once, they were right.
I think the thing that's been most impressive as well is they have built this team out of players that ultimately didn't have mass success. You're talking about Texture coming from G, Karen coming from Ranked, but Munchkin definitely didn't have a great 2023. Meteor as well, expectations were high. Lakia came back from tier 2.
Yeah.
This team just works together. Nice start on the second. That's going to be an instant kill. Looking to try and break back with what is some weaker weaponry here. They may even look to try and go through the smoke. This is awkward now for Texture. No dash, no escape. They're not going to expect it to be here though. Not expecting him to stick around because now he has delivered them a rifle.
It's being guarded though. Lakia's not giving it up.
Fuck, भाई double ले गया. Triple.
For Lakia. John QT, well, he'll find one unaware. That's a rifle to be retrieved, but in comes Munchkin to close that one out. Nice and clean for Gen G in those last couple of fights, but the damage was done by Sentinels early on. Thing is, because of those massive economical rounds they had early on, they're not really going to struggle for that all too much.
Definitely got dangerous, but is this man again coming alive exactly when they need him most? 7-1 on the scoreboard. The comeback of Lakia may have been seriously understated when he made it back into a tier 1 team. There are many of us who have been waiting for this for such a ridiculously long time, in jail over a Vision Strikers, and then had a long redemption arc to even get this far. Texture about to come under pressure, but he's not shying away at all. Maybe he should have done. Zekka's removed him and taken the operator.
क्या कर रहा है?
वॉच पार्टी कर रहा हूँ VCT की. क्यों क्या हो गया?
अबे यार ये Valorant अपडेट आया क्या आज?
आया होगा. क्यों क्या हुआ? मैं तो सुबह खेलता, सुबह तो नहीं आया.
सर उसमें अभी इंस्टॉल दिख रहा है, उसमें आ रहा है इंस्टॉल का ऑप्शन.
आया होगा क्योंकि अभी 24 तारीख को अपडेट आना ना, एक नया एजेंट आ रहा है. तो आया होगा, मैं सबसे कोई पैच कुछ आया होगा.
फ्री फायर चालू करो ना. अरे बंदे कहाँ हैं यार?
मैं फ्री फायर खेलता कौन है? तू भी लगा लेना VCT. कितना प्यारा चल
अबे
रहा है
यार
आज।
मेरे को मजा नहीं आती, मेरे को नींद आने लगती है।
इतनी प्यारी टीम का मैच चल रहा है, सेंटिनल और उसका क्या बोलते हैं जेंजी का, दोनों अच्छी टीम्स हैं वो।
चल ठीक, देख दे।
ठीक ठीक।
Still just 19 years of age, literally just. I think it was during this tournament.
It's crazy to have that success so early on in your career.
And you better believe that contract is probably as solid as it gets. Again, they're just going straight back in for this play in towards the A site. And again, no fear out from Texture. This time he will catch it. But it can be brought back. It's going very differently this time around, though. They're being destroyed.
भाई
That's like one of the first pushes
निकाल
we
दिया
saw come
भाई।
out of Sentinels. Ult used by Meteor, human drone, aggressive op pick. They try to punish that op, and then they get swung by the smoke. They have a guy calling shoot me as well.
टेंस गया,
It's never easy to play in rounds
तीन
like
तो
that.
इन्होंने निकाले, बस राउंड निकाल दिया।
Even uses his decoy as he comes out of the ultimate just to bait them even further. You can see they're getting hyped up on the Gen G side, and understandably, as they now lead 5-1. We're a quarter of the way through, halfway through the first half, and Gen G have their hands stuck on the reins.
Yeah, we've heard behind the scenes that in scrims this map for Gen G has been going fantastic, even if the results don't display that. When it comes to the officials, they were confident, they were happy to take it here. Again, Sentinels, we hadn't seen it successful in Americas, and it's definitely not looking great here. Tech's just so aggressive in his control. They have to be using the drone just to force him back out of main. Shock darts being sent onto him, but if you believe that he's giving this up, you'd be foolish. And look at what's happening on the other side. Gen G are already stacking up players into this B site. The read they have is bang on.
And there's not even an intention to have Meteor go somewhere else, rotate to A if the pressure's there. His gate crashes on site, decoy used. They might even think that's the real one. They do. Flashed on Zek and he slowed down and peeked out from the side.
Zek ने पीछे नहीं देखा।
To get a nice angle, and he's found another, and they still haven't found Meteor. He's spraying away, catching the jump up and dropping the spike. These players have to come out of the pit. They're getting a reveal. Meteor staying alive for now, and he's up close to the pit, knowing that they have to emerge from it to pick the spike, but they already have. John QT's around the backside, and he's coming right back into the safety of the pit to try to get the plant down. A flash inside, but it's all a decoy to push them towards him as Meteor moves around the other side. This is beautiful play. They're not even looking as he goes back in. And now the plant, sure, it's going to be found, but blinded up, he is stuck in a corner. John QT
बहुत गंदी मार पड़ रही है सेंट्रल को।
Huge round from Meteor on the Yoru. And an even bigger one for Gen G, leading by 5.
That's the thing you love about this guy. Like, you've watched him play these Sentinels in such an aggressive manner. The operator on Killjoy in the last map, happy to run in 1v2s, use his ult immediately and clutch out. But then you put him back on the duelist, and you almost miss it. If it wasn't for Textra, he'd probably be playing it on any other team. This guy is so damn good. 9-3, top of the board. Sentinels at the moment, they just don't have an answer. They're coming back in with a buy, but it is one of the weaker we've seen. Ults, none of them are even remotely close. And almost all of them are either close or online. Here he goes again.
He's crazy. He's absolutely crazy. They baited him in. They thought they baited him in. He bites, but he takes it with him. Zekin down, and he's sticking around. Texture's not going anywhere. Eventually, he has to fall back. The flash is good. Was that a leg or a spam from someone else? Indeed, it was a spam from someone else. Lakia, who's now down on the floor. The ult used by Meteor. 1 spotted, 2 spotted, and 2 taken down just like that. They saw the final player. They know exactly where he is. Nothing slipping past Gen G right now with a 7th round locked in. Sentinels have to be feeling stuck in the mud. They got 1 round, and this A site has not worked for them since.
Yeah, the problem they have is either they go for these direct, aggressive takes on towards the A site, or they lose that map control immediately because it gets pushed by Texture. Like, they have to challenge for it. The problem is they're not winning that fight. So there almost has to be a response. Mid-control...
You say, I own you.
It sounds like it. Mid-control has not been something that we've seen too much from Sen. I almost want to see the pressure put in because these A takes are just being slaughtered. And now we're even seeing the switch up of Gen G putting Texture on the other side of the map. I think his expectation is, well, surely they don't go for that again.
There's going to be some Halls congestion off rip. Lakia has given up the space. He was going to drone it. Instead, close the door. Shot that is gorgeous. But Sassy does manage to trade with the ultimate, and look who's gone running through!
Fuck, why?
Karen uses their own util as a smoke, walks up and surprises everyone. And the spike is on the floor again. Not just Karen anymore. Meteor's holding it. He's still got his flashes. Cosmic Divide, insult to injury.
नहीं लेने दे रहे, peak लेने ही नहीं दे रहे हो.
As more rotations are coming through, Munchkin not even looking at the... He's not trying to hold anything other than Halls. They know that they can't go back because of Texture on mid, and there's two players watching for that walkout. Sentinels need a miracle to get away with this.
They also lined that up so that he can peek in front of it. It's a dual access ult. Trying to make their way out. The pop flash is perfect and it's instant.
Shit, bye.
Both players executed. Gen G, after losing their own map choice haphazardly, have come back in like nothing ever happened. 8-1 up. I want to see a second pause coming out from Sentinels here. Yeah, I don't know how he won that battle. And like the flash, a split second later, I thought Lackey was going to be dead immediately, and then we need to talk about what he just did.
In through a Hunter's Fury, through a snake bite, through a smoke. Guy just ran through the whole opposition's utility belt and came out on top. Gen G have got Sentinels in their pocket. And so I don't know what they can say. Kaplan's got his task cut out for him and Drew. Better be combining in a fusion dance of brains to get this one across the line. It's looking great. The best part about it for Gen G, you spoke about how they had all their ultis online. They've used them incrementally. We had Yoru pop his, Karen pops the Cosmic Divide. Still now, they have a Viper's Pit, still they have a Blade Storm, and they're about to have the Hunter's Fury back online. There's no way in which they're letting this slip without Sentinels running up against a brick wall again and again. They've got to be sensational to even have a foundation laid coming out of this half.
I'll give you one better.
Go for it.
In the last 4 matches, they won only one of them. And they got 11 rounds on attack.
Breeze, just on Breeze.
Yeah, on Breeze. So, if anything, they should be feeling more, and especially when you look at the composition they're running, the expectation is that they'll be able to cause chaos. You've got a double duelist, and you've got double controller to just basically create space for them. This is almost seems like doomsday for Sen City. Gen G have dropped a nuke on them, and finally we're going to see some mid control. I wanted to see this challenge for, but again, there's always another layer. A disgusting position that's not going to be checked. Even sticks around to fight, maybe goes a little bit too far with that one. Not able to escape, and because of that, it's just going to be the 1-for-1 trade.
Well, the man advantage might not sit with any team, but Tens has been tagged pretty low. That will stand to them in future fights. Not if it's Texture taking it with an operator, but he also has that Blade Storm. Of course, with Tens online, that knife should be coming through fairly soon. It's just back online, and there it is. It's not caught them, though. Texture's still happy, dash online in back pocket, but Sentinels are on the wraparound, moving in for mid control, moving back through mid, in fact, hoping the rotations have come through. There's an aggressive push from Lakia, so he'll be inside of main for this retake, not able to get past the trap wire. And on the site, there's only one man. All alone is Karen. Off the smoke to give himself a safe haven to play from, and they're trying to root him out. They suspect that he's in this position, and Celsius has got him on the running spray.
Whether they expect anybody to be in A main, though. Lakia might be the snake in the grass. It does seem like they're watching that position now. Enough time has gone through. Has to be an instant win on this battle. Otherwise, it's definitely going to become problematic in terms of the time. The thing is, though, in terms of finances, Gen G can definitely afford to throw some players into the win. Munchkin looking to lead the charge. The time, though, is ticking. Texture has already found one, but surely this round has to be going the way of Sentinels at this point. But it's more so, how many players do they come out with? The answer is 3. A solid hold after a huge hiatus from the board. Sen finally bounced back.
Well, as if I'm Cypher popping an ultimate. I'll take my hat off to you there, Kaplan and Drew. Good calls to change up the pace of this game. Look like it's a B play. Wrap back through middle, which is somewhere they've had trouble holding on to control with.
They've barely gone middle. That's been the thing. It's been mostly A takes, like battling to make sure that that control can't be taken. This time it was taken, but it didn't matter because they managed to get those rotations back through, and a good call from John Cutie as well.
They have tried a few times with John lurking around mid, right, trying to get up through elbow, but every single time there's somebody there ready and waiting for it. John did also get a little bit of space on mid, but they've seen the constant aggression. Camera up, I'm watching this, but it's a little closer than you'd like to see. John QT gonna survive the round and rally the troops towards the A site. Good wall to cross in mid, drone clearing it out, and the pressure on. Lakia's close to the wall. Meteor's already rotated through, albeit he's only got 0 HP. Never mind, not 40. But there's also Karen on the site, and they've managed to chop and change some of these fights. He is in a little bit of trouble there, but it looks like it's going to be fine with Sentinels crossing the site, grabbing the plants, presumably for free. Tag is received. Hunter's Fury is popped. Push up by Sassy. Line the headshot on the one by Texture. Two kills and a third.
And they retake together. Instead, he kills the guy who gets tagged immediately. He hits the most disgusting headshot with an operator. And then just peeks through the Viper screen to kill the last. The guy has no fear whatsoever.
लोअर ब्रैकेट ना चले जाए लोअर ब्रैकेट तो जाएगी तो जीत जाएगी मेरे हिसाब से
But there is a story of redemption. Elise versus Sentinels, and more so Tens. The MVP of that Reykjavik that New Turn finished third. His move to coaching was something that anybody knew and was excited for. Now it's going to be a more direct approach, straight in towards this B site for Sen, desperately looking for a third round.
Nice shot by Texture. That's 4 in a row on that off. He's making a highlight reel of his own, and still to be dealt with. All 3 players spotted. The info there. Bladestorm in the back pocket. Sprays are in, forcing them into this angle. The shot didn't actually land. The Bladestorm only doing marginal damage. Eventually, Tens falls, unable to be rezzed back anymore, but Sassy and John QT keep it competitive, keep it in Sentinel's favor now. And they know exactly where Munchkin is. Snakebite towards the back. It might force them into Texture, but they go the other way. And Sentinels handle every battle perfectly. 3 rounds on the board at the half. It's not ideal, but it's workable.
Yeah, it's definitely a scary prospect going forward, but similarly to what we saw in the first map, a slight resurgence from Sentinels at the end. Of course, as mentioned though, you look at the composition that's there for the side of Gen G, and you feel like it's going to be better on their attack, which really is a marvel to look at, because they have been truly unbelievable, making a mark as the best team in Pacific, and they are very close to making that final.
By 3-9
Big factor on their attack is going to be Meteor, so let's hear what Meteor had to say ahead of this game.
안녕하세요. 젠지에서 활동 중인 메테오 김태호입니다. 일단 저희가 리빌딩 하고 나서 제일 성적을 좋게 내고 있는 것 같은데, 사실 아직 실감은 안 나지만 그래도 또 저희끼리 잘해서 올라왔으니까, 사실 페이퍼렉스라는 팀이 에임이 굉장히 좋다고 생각하고 있는데, 이제 저희 팀원들도 그 페이퍼렉스 팀원들 간의 에임 싸움이라 해야 되나? 저희끼리 그런 거 피하지 말고 우리도 한번 싸워보자 라고 얘기했던 것 같습니다. 사실 감이 온다기보다는 그냥 평상시대로 공격적으로 할 것 같으니까, 이제 새로 리빌딩이 되면서 이제 팀원들과 친해지려고
फिर से बैक ऑफ खेलती है कम बैक कर ले तो बहुत प्यारा है नहीं तो लो ब्रैकेट में खेलना पड़ेगा किसी के साथ सेंटिनल को
해오던 사람들끼리 모인 거라서 우리가 어떻게 게임을 풀어 나갈 건지 이런 거에 대해서 많이 얘기했던 것 같아요. 그런 부분도 이제 저희 팀
This could be a big win if it comes through. Nice work from Meteor. 1 bullet left. And nothing being spotted towards the spawn. This means they know where they are. The peek out is perfect, and he goes back with the pistol.
사실 센티넬 경기를 자세히 보진 못했는데, 사실 센티넬에 대해 아는 것도 많이 없고, 그냥 이 선수가 뭐 잘하더라 이런 거만 알고 있기 때문에 센티널이랑 하게 된다면 그냥 저희가 하던 대로 하면 충분히 이길 수 있다고 생각합니다. 일단 저희가 한국 팀이라는 게 굉장히 자랑스럽고 그리고 한국에서 또 많은 팬분들이 응원해 주시고 있기 때문에 저희가 꼭 그 응원에 보답해드리도록 하겠습니다. 세계 각국에서 젠지를 응원해 주시는 분들이 계신데 그 응원에 보답해드리도록 하고 싶고 그리고 저희와 함께 항상 달려주셔서 감사합니다.
Well, Meteor says they've got fans all over the world. I'll tell you what, plenty of them showed up here to support them today, and they'll be thankful that they did. Got to witness history already with Sentinel's challenge heavily, and Meteor off the bat, he is swinging with Zekin down. The man advantage goes to the team, 9-3 in the lead. Winning this pistol could spell the end for Sentinels.
Well, that's the thing. He talked about the pride he has for being that Korean team in this tournament.
अभी भी कमबैक हो सकता है कि सेंटिनल सही से खेले तो
And they have got further than any
और बैक टू बैक
Korean team
जीतने पड़ेंगे इनको
has done
वो
in the
कितने
history of the VCT.
6 राउंड जीतने पड़ेंगे बैक टू
Right now they've matched Newturn and DRX, and to do it on their first time out be truly impressive. The fact is they're building up into an A-take. The re-aggression could be caught. Karen waiting, watching, not going to be checked. Looks for the second, but Sassy will take him down. Even still though, it's more enough for the rest of the team to make their way in towards that A site. Sassy hoping maybe he could hit something with a miracle shot or a shock dart, but instead they're aggressive to try and take him down. Left on just 40 HP.
He has done damage to the other side though. 68 and 40.
Wipe it down.
Obviously Meteor tagged up in the earlier fight. Munchkin now in danger. One of the few full HP players goes back, opens the door, and is going to try to bail. Snakebite chasing him down, but he's out. And he'll close that door right in his opponent's face. That buys a little bit of extra time as he turns around to the bridge, ready for the fight. Munchkin wins his, and Meteor, that's a triple. Sensational pistol round with Gen G, losing only one player. They're now 10 and 3 up. Sentinels, I don't know if they'll consider the force. I think they'll play the eco, but either way, it's not looking good for the #1 America's team.
He could have been dead within the first few seconds. But instead, he ends up burying the pistol round. The stories with this team. Munchkin, the leader, had so many bites in the cherry at internationals, never even come close.
क्यों पुश करी सेंट्रल में वो समझ नहीं आ रहा भाई क्यों क्या सीन चल रहा है
9th to 10th was his best placing before this. To say that this Gen G side, this squad is special, even if Sentinels manage to run this back.
भाई इसमें जो टीम जाएगी वो क्या बोलते हैं सेमीफाइनल जाएगी उसके बाद लोअर ब्रैकेट में फाइट होगी जो लोअर ब्रैकेट में हारेगा जीतेगा उसके साथ
They have a single marshal in the hands of Zekin. He's had an amazing tournament, but he's got to hit some crazy shots just to give them a little bit of life in this round.
Even the one hit off rip textures down to 76. Wonder how much impact that can realistically have once these players around the corner. It's classics waiting for them. Decoy leading the charge, spotted by Sassy. He's ready for this. There's the finish on the earlier shot out of the Marshall. Damage done to
Meteor से कैसे मर गया भाई
thanks to a fantastic performance in early rounds. He's already diving in.
Nice.
But that's a mistake. A mistake that Zelsis punishes and leaves John QT in a spot where he could get this done. But the first player lands the first bullet. 11 to 3. Good damage from the side of Sentinels. But Gen G 2 away from sending them to the lower bracket. And with players like Sassy showing up, we had a great first map out of 10s as well. Both of them fighting for their third appearance at a Masters Grand Final. For now, it's looking like they're going to have another fight later on.
That's the thing. There's players on the Sentinel side that have been there, done that. Masters winner, a Champions winner. But right now, it is the Korean squad that are proving this is a new world, a new realm in 2024. The time of the rookie, Karen. Maybe the time of the comeback for some of these players. The thing is though, Sentinels are not out of it just yet. They're trying to find a pocket, get a little bit aggressive. They've got the better buy here, but already not the greatest of starts.
Munchkin down, nice. Oh, sorry, Meteor down. मगर 4v4 हो गया. 10 भी down हो गया.
He's going to try and play ahead of it, see if anybody gives him a fight, but they don't.
was cover as well, just in case the wide swings came through. That was through the wall. That was blind fire.
Shit.
Texture's got another
Frame
up top, aggressive, still with a dash to play with. And Zelsis and John QT backed into a corner. All their credits on the line. This defensive side has a decision to make. Carrying
Down
two
EB.
weapons forward wouldn't be that useful, and it won't be possible. Not with Texture on his 4th kill. A
Texture का वो
potential
है.
ace to put
Ace है.
12-3 on the board. John QT, all that's left of Sentinels, all
Ace
that
नहीं देगा ये.
stands in the way of this accolade for Texture. And what a time it would be to find it. But for now, John QT's making the right decision. He's legging it to the other side of the map, but he's not away. Not yet. Okay, Karen is actually going the other direction, so he might have just managed to slip through to the next round with this rifle by the skin of his teeth.
It is going to be an escape.
Don't peek
Unless he goes peeking into the window,
Don't
but
peek the
I don't think he's ever going to do that. He's also had his cam spot them out as well. Not going to risk the rifle, but it means that the purchase that's there for Sen, 9 rounds in a row needed. We've seen comebacks.
Look at this.
What was it? It was the side of Fnatic managing it versus Loud. This is absurd, but this just shows the confidence that this man is running with at this stage. The Sentinels, it wouldn't be doom and gloom just yet. A lower bracket awaits them. Loud and PaperX play after this to decide who will likely get the chance. Dekken's going to try and get aggressive, but this time it's a B execute. They're looking to end this quickly. Straight into the site they go. Sassy has at least kicked it off with an opener. The spike dropped for a second, and Meteor desperately low.
But that doesn't deter him. He is still going aggressive.
Meteor 1HP ले गया तो.
Only the one to be found. But with 10s on 5 HP, those pieces can be picked up by someone else. Texture, Munchkin, and Karen. History on the line, but still plenty of opportunities. The pressure won't be felt just yet. Snakebite up and over from Sentinels. They look to push some players on backside out of position. Here comes the util from Sassy. The swing from Karen is good to start. Another for Texture, and there's only 2 on Sentinels left. Sassy does well, but they need to get on this spike, force these players out into an open fight, and it's Sassy to look to punish. John QT gets it half, but they're both extremely low. The time is running out, and now it's gone. History for Korean Valorant as Gen G 13-3 Sentinels, an absolute demolition of America's #1. They booked their spot in the grand final, and anyone who faces
Lower
them
bracket चलेगी
moving
Sentinel.
forward will be terrified of these new names. From every one of these players, 3 rounds for Sentinels, Tom. How is that even possible?
I don't think they're going to be playing Breeze much throughout the rest
चलो
of the
guys,
tournament.
हम भी चलते हैं, हमारे भी जाने का टाइम हो
And
गया.
they'll go into the best of
चलो,
5. That's the
आज
thing
के लिए इतना ही.
though. There is still time to recover.
कल करते
It
हैं
was
स्ट्रीम. तो
mentioned
के लिए बाय.
by
See you
Kaplan, he
tomorrow.
wanted
Take
that
care
day
and
off.
have a
He's
nice
not
day.
getting it. He's got to get right back to prepping. He's got to get right back to
See
watching
ya.
this next series.
Bye.